So this is really crazy. Yeah, so I'm looking for something in particular, and for some reason it's not coming through. So we're going to see how this goes. I was hoping to get something to show regarding Meg the Stallion. Listen, I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. She's acting real crazy. So if anybody comes in, just bear with me. But listen, if y'all can hear me, let me see if anybody. Oh, Candy, thank you. Can you hear me, Candy? Candy Cane, can y'all hear me? How's the connection sounding? Because I really want some people to. Dang, let me find my thing so I can drop the link. Hold on. God, I can't remember where it was. I haven't been on this thing in so long. Let me think, because I do want to hear some people's perspective. And I had this ready before I because I want to hear y'all's opinion about um, the Meg the Stallion and Klay Thompson breakup. Because what I'm getting is really sad to my spirit, and I'm hoping that y'all somebody can give me some kind of clarity. I'm not understanding how Black women in particular are kind of blaming this woman for actually just believing a man and what they say, because respectfully, who hasn't been there? And I'm not excusing, right? I'm just simply saying that we all have been there. And, how are we casting the stone on some young lady who's not even 40 years old that she actually just loved, y'all? Like she simply just cared about a guy. Like who hasn't cared about a guy and believed on, not only what he was saying, but his actions. He bought a house. He bought a whole house along with a luxury car. Those are, I want to settle down with you types of behaviors. He wasn't treated kind of like I would think he would treated the IG models and whatnot. And because he was a womanizer before he got with, Meg Thee Stallion, everyone knew that. But some Black women are coming up here and he was going to be cheating on her the entire time, or a nice bulk of the time. How would she know that necessarily? She's going to believe him, right? Haven't we all been in that situation where we believe the guy and what he say? And let's think about the fact that with her experiences, she, she didn't have what seemed like a knight in shining armor, where they were kind of, giving her lavish gifts and things of that nature. So I know, Candy, I can't find my link, and I feel bad because I haven't. It's sad. I haven't been on StreamYard for so long. I'm looking for the link. Hold on, let me find it. And I'm not kidding. Hold on, let me find it. I feel so bad. I should have looked for this stuff beforehand, but I did not. I kind of thought it was muscle memory, and it is not muscle memory. I'm hearing you. Let me. Hey, Vagoda, thank you so much for coming in. I'm trying to find the link so you guys can join me. Let me. Oh, and I know it's right here too. Hold on. I'm coming, y'all. I'm trying to drop. It's in the box with the. Okay, hold on, Candy. What's in it? But I don't have that. Is it because I'm on my phone? Maybe I don't see that. I don't see that box. And I don't know. I don't have that over here. Maybe it's because I'm gonna fumble with it. But I'm looking for something too, and I'm not really seeing that. What the heck? Yeah, just give me just a minute and I'll figure it out. Because I Candy of all people, oh, I don't post stream from. See there, and usually, I want to say that they've been doing something different with the StreamYard. So I think I'd usually have been on my computer as well. But I'm straight up looking for this plus because it should be under my name. Like there should be a little sign there that I can hold on, that I should be able to see and then just simply cut and paste it. But for some reason, hold on, let me see something. Let me see something. Let me see something. Hold on. I think I may have got it. I think I got it. Hold on. Bam. Because I do want to hear your viewpoint on because it's coming into like a gender war, and I'm not okay with that. I think this is another distraction uh, to kind of keep us separated again. When you think you're actually making some strides, or you sometimes hear that there may be strides out there that Black men and Black women are making, where we can learn to get along and like love each other and love on each other. And then there's this vitriol that's coming from Black men that saying that basically with Megan the Stallion, uh, you should have known, we should have known better, uh, that uh, it was going to be one. Thank you, Vagoda. Let me land my plane, and I want to welcome you aboard, and I appreciate you. But it shouldn't be that a Black man is talking about a woman's body count, especially when the Black man that he's referencing has a higher body count than Megan the Stallion. So the hypocrisy with that, I do want to address and say, has anyone seen that? Do they see that there's like a double standard uh, with the fact that you have a Cameron and a couple of other Black men that are basically saying that um, Meg the Stallion should have been happy that Klay chose her to begin with. And that's kind of the impression that, we're getting from the men. So, hi, Vagoda. Thank you so much for coming in. How are you doing today?
You mean how I'm doing tonight? It's almost 3 in the morning for me, but well, I don't have job tomorrow, so no problem, at least for now.
Okay. How do you feel about everything that's going on?
I don't know the individuals too much that you talked about, but um, let's hear. I was fixing for a moment my sounds, and I probably will need to put my battery of my phone is a little bit low, but I'm listening.
There you go. Vagoda, something's going on with my StreamYard, brother. I apologize. Can you repeat that for me?
I said that I was when you talked, I was fixing my mic, so I didn't listen to what you said. Now I'm all ears for you, my dear.
Well, I thank you, Vagoda. I appreciate it. And I was really coming up to kind of speak about a few things. One in particular was, are you familiar with, well, they were a couple. They were Meg the Stallion and Klay Thompson. Are you familiar with Klay Thompson? He played for the Golden State Warriors a few years ago. Won a,
No,
okay.
don't.
Are you
For
familiar with
what he
Steph
was
Curry?
playing for?
He plays American basketball.
Oh,
Yeah, and
okay.
he's
I don't.
very
The only basketball that I know is Michael Jordan.
okay.
And the
Well,
guy with the beard and the bandages, I forgot what his name is.
got you. Well, I'm not gonna lie, he's not as good as Michael Jordan. Hey El Boogie and Juquetta, thank you so much for coming through. I appreciate it along with Candy Cane. Um, he is kind of a famous basketball player. He has about three or four NBA championships. And he was uh, let's see. He went to another team after his injury, and he really didn't have a good season. uh, for several reasons. Uh, didn't, if you know anything about, basketball, he didn't really have a point guard, so that's not going to really help him too much get his stats up or whatnot. But to basically, a long story short, he got together with the entertainer Meg the Stallion. And not sure if you're familiar with Meg the Stallion, but she's kind of had a history of not, having the best luck in relationships. And because of that, some of us, who saw that relationship, now me being a basketball fanatic, I knew that Klay Thompson, just like James Harden and Kyrie Irving, they are womanizers. Everyone knows that they pretty much were womanizers. That's just what they do. So I was pleasantly surprised that Klay actually was with one woman and he was out with it. Like he really seemed like he really cared about Meg the Stallion and really showered her with attention, with gifts. Like they bought a house together. He bought her a luxury car. Those are kind of settle. Uh, I want to settle down items, So, oh, Quinn, I thought that was you, but I wasn't for sure. Yes, Kenneth Tail for life.
I
Wow.
must say, I think
Thank
that all of those athletes, the glory is going up to their head, and they basically behave the same.
Right, that part. So now basically the whole controversy is Clay. He told her basically that I'm not ready to settle down. And Megan decided to bring that to social media, and she basically put it out there that she put up with his mood swings, and she also put up with his infidelity. And for you to now have cold feet, she says basically she'd rather have peace by herself than to deal with
How
that.
did you, excuse me, how did we get to infidelity? There is,
He acknowledged it. He confessed it to her. Must have been. So I commend Clay for that, for being honest when she asked him about it, or whatever the case may be. So it did come out that he
okay.
was, in fact, unfaithful. But the thing about it is, he had that history before her, and I think she thought that if he told her I'm going to be faithful, then she believed him. And I don't see anything wrong with that, especially with the fact that he showed by behavior that he could be trusted. And the fact that people, especially Black women, and I do call us accountable for this, the fact that we are judging her, saying that she should have known better, that's the nana boo boo on us, because at least one of us have had an experience where we have believed what that brother has said that they're going to do. And we have given them grace and given them time to do it. So she didn't do anything different. And it's unfair for her to get all the backlash, because she's going to get it from Black men, because Black men are going to find a reason to blame a Black woman for everything. Forget about the fact that Clay was cheating on her left and right. Black men are going to blame a Black woman because they need a hug. Okay, they need hug at the therapy and to walk on some grass. But with that being said, I did not expect as many Black women to come down on her the way that they did. So that's why, um, honestly, I was led to kind of I went on TikTok, and this white snowflake, and I'm gonna say it, he didn't like what I was saying, and he got me banned from TikTok till May 3rd. And even with me appealing, y'all, they had a bot. Y'all get this. They were trying to say that I was having some kind of sexual behavior and some pictures on my, of course I didn't do any of that, but they have bots. So I'm banned for until May 3rd. So I'll probably be over here a little bit more. With that being said, I was talking about them. And so it wasn't a big deal to be talking about them. So I thought, until a white snowflake came on and started talking about the pandemic. And I told him, yes, it was a pandemic because it was systemic genocide. And I think that's what kind of set him off. And he did what he did. White snowflake. So that's what got me back over here, because I do want to hear women, Black women. I do want to hear y'all's perspective. Like, why is it okay for you all to come down on this woman for loving? Like, who hasn't loved? Or am I missing it? Because sure, I could be missing it. I could be missing the fact that it's more than that. because when I'm looking at it, they're both under the age of 40. They tried to have a monogamous relationship. It didn't work. Things just don't work out, and they're going their other ways. They're going their separate ways. So again, I don't see the harm. Candy Cane, are you intentionally sending me a request on my Discord? Just put down there yes or no, so I'll know. Um, you know, El
You
Boogie says,
know, I think about what you said, it sounds like the stuff with Tiger Woods. No?
say that one more time, Vigoda.
I said the stuff that you depicted with those with those couple, it sounds like the stuff with Tiger Woods, the golf player.
What about him?
It sounds like the stuff that he had with the problems that he had with his wife.
Oh, you mean
From
when
what I
he wrecked that golf cart, and we found out that he was what? Okay, we're gonna get rid of that Candy Cane. So this is I'm gonna shut this on down soon. Vagoda, is it Vagoda?
yeah.
And I got you. I think you were on Tit for Tat's page, or her live, right? Isn't that how I know you on
Who
YouTube?
is who is live? Yes, I've been to Candy's live a few times.
You sure, Kenny? Because I don't mind. Okay. So, but yeah, it's kind of okay. Okay, I got you. So the thing about it is Tiger Woods was a cheater. He was a serial cheater. I agree with you completely. And the difference was with Klay Thompson, he bought them a communal house, a house together, luxury cars. His wife, Tiger Woods' wife, she ain't have none of that. She didn't have no money of her own. So there wasn't a
Okay.
rhyme or reason. Right. There wasn't a rhyme or reason, except for the fact that his ego, and he is an NBA player, that he's not new to this, Vagoda, he is true to this. And so a lot of people don't know even about his history, that his father was a famous Laker star with like the Magic Johnsons and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So he's not new to this. He's literally true to this. He's used to the fans and he's used to the girls, and he did great at Washington State in his collegiate career. So he's had a fan base. He should have had enough punani that if he gonna go with a Meg the Stallion, to be faithful. He could not be faithful. That's what it really boils down to. And black men, instead of blaming black women for him not being faithful, they need to look at that black man and hold him accountable for not having dick control. That's dick discipline. And I'm going to say it like that because that's what it is. That's what it boils down to. Men, black men, famous black men, they have an issue with peen control, with dick discipline. And this is what happened with Klay. I'm proud of him, though, that he said, instead of 5 years from now, 10 years from now, that basically I can't be faithful. So that's kind of where we are. Instead of giving them props, giving Megan props for the fact that she decided she would rather love herself rather than settle, and give Klay credit for being honest with her. So that's kind of how I stand with that, Vagoda, on both sides. They're young. Give them room for growth, but don't be dogging out Megan when Klay has a higher body count that he's been doing since he's been in college. Don't do that. That ain't fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just if you ask yourself how I know about Tiger Woods, is because I saw South Park making fun of him, so I checked it out. What the hell it's all about?
Mm. Hey, Miss Queen Sunkiss. Well, that's kind of what this is about, Pagoda. And El Boogie says no, they don't need a hug. They need to be handled. I'm serious, and I'm hurt at the reality check. This is giving me about the collective of black. El Boogie, that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This is what is bothering me, because I like Cameron for the most part since Paid in Full. He did Rico. He did that character because to me that was him. But for him, of all people, who fumbled the bag with Juju, for him to come out his face and say some stuff like that about the body count, when he had a higher body count that you, it's like not even the audacity, the hypocrisy. I'm not feeling that. Like, who the hell are you? Steven Jackson. And you may not know him, but he's a prior basketball player, but they have a podcast. Pat Beverly, they had a podcast. And that's when he and Megan were, kind of heavy. They were trying to blame Megan for Klay's stats declining. Now, these are basketball players. They know how that whole thing works. They know that his team, the Dallas Mavericks, did not have a point guard like a Kyrie Irving. He was done. He's been hurt. The Dallas Mavericks had to get a Cooper Flag, who's a rookie, who don't know anything about the NBA schemes of things, to run their offense. So automatically his stats, Klay Thompson's stats, are going to decrease. They're going to decline. And yet these black men try to blame Megan because his stats went down. So again, Vakoda, this is where I'm having, and I call the black men out, because I'm tired of them trying to put everything on black women and not holding any black men accountable. They're not saying anything about the fact that Klay fumbled the bag, because he actually had a decent young lady who seemed to genuinely care about him, that could actually cook, right? That could actually clean, right? That could be faithful. It actually has her own bag. Those are all the things that black men always saying today. Well, and she has the education that she got herself. Okay. That's what black men always saying they want him. But he had all that and still cheated on her. And yet y'all still blame that black woman. That's the challenge that I have. So again, I welcome Vagoda. I think somebody else wants to come up, and I'm not sure how this thing is working. So if you don't mind, I want to allow somebody else to come up as well.
Okay, I will leave for the time being. I need to charge my phone anyway.
Come on in the chat and enjoy it. And when the other person comes back, I should be able to have more people. But yeah, and come on back, brother. I appreciate you. Okay.
You know what? One question before I go. We have here we have a basketball player in the NBA right now. I forgot his name, but probably you know what his name is. What do you think about him?
Where are you from?
Israel. Don't you know that?
Why would I know that?
Oh, okay. No, never mind.
But why would
we have an Israeli basketball player that is now in the NBA. Like I said, I forgot his name. Maybe you know.
Well, I need a little bit more than he's Israeli, though, Victor.
Yeah, I will check his name later. I wonder what you think about him, if you like basketball.
I love basketball, and I look forward to hearing that conversation with you. So let me ask you this before I let you go. Are you, and please don't, and I'm not trying to disrespect you by any means. Are you a Zionist Israeli? Are you a European Israeli? Or are you?
What you are trying to ask me, first of all, if I am Ashkenazi Israeli?
Well, okay. Yes. Are you?
Yeah, mostly yes.
Okay,
a lot of people here are mixed with with Mizrahi or other is Jews, but lucky for you, I'm mostly Ashkenazi.
You said lucky for who?
Somehow.
You said lucky for who? You said lucky for me?
Lucky for you, my dear.
Why is that lucky, Vagoda?
I was joking.
I hope so, because literally I'm the true Jew, right? So if we really want to go there, but I know
true Jew. Very funny.
I know, okay. I know. And when it happens, funny. I think everything will have. I know it's funny to y'all, but
also my dear. Yeah. I come in peace. Okay, okay. I come in peace. I don't. If you want to have this conversation, let's do it in another day.
Okay, do I seem upset? Do I seem upset?
No, my dear. About your second question, do you even know what is a Zionist?
Do I? You need to go look at my content of what I said about what took place and why everything is happening the way that they do. I'm very familiar with it. I'm
My
very
dear, a
familiar.
Zionist is a person
You,
that
well,
believes
hold
that
on
the
now.
Jewish people
Hold on for a
has a
second.
right in the land of Israel.
Hold on for a second. You asked me a question. It may not be the one that you want to hear, but I am aware that the European Jews who came between 1946 and 1948, they were plopped onto a land that did not know that and welcome or have room for them to come. It was decided before they came by some white people with the under the British Empire, and they decided to not only divide parts of Palestine, they decided to
There's no
divide.
such thing as Palestine. Okay, my dear,
Right. You go into the Bible, you will see that very much is in
you're
there. So
talking.
I'm not going to debate you. This is what I will say to you. If you want to know the truth instead of what's being told to you, then we can have that discussion. You can talk about your research and I can talk about mine and we can come together, but we're not going to be one that you mansplain what the fact of the matter is. Nobody should be there taking over and basically dictating and unaliving people that were there from biblical
I'm not
times.
taking over, and you don't know what you're talking about.
I
Okay,
know I
first of
don't.
all,
That's why I'm going
we
to
told the
take you on off because I know what I'm talking about. And unfortunately, you have been told a lie, and we're not going to really debate your lies. So let me go back to El Boogie. Keyshawn, I'm saying this bullying is demonic. It is. Why do so many black men find joy in seeing black women hurt? Girl, I don't know. Their behavior online reflects, hold on, the very real that's it, racial, black femicide. I know. And I know El Boogie. And it hurts, I think I've said this before on my other live. When I think of, just beautiful melanated sisters like y'all, uh, and the fact that y'all it's like they're not giving y'all reasons to really hope for the brothers. You know what I'm saying? When they come with this vitriol. And instead of them holding their own accountable, they're okay with pacifying that behavior. And that doesn't set a good tone for, melanated women who just really want to love, just want to love, period, but love on our black men. And it is demonic. And I'm going to be real with you. It doesn't seem like they're getting any better. Like I honestly didn't anticipate like a Mace basically taking Clay's side and saying that Klay was the baddie, that he was basically the gift, that he was the prize. And it's like, are you serious? Like, but you, Mace of all people, with the background of, the religion and all that good stuff, surely I would have thought that he would have been like, yo, Cam, like, not being funny, bro, but he didn't have to cheat on her. That's like Meg. She seemed like she was doing right by him. Why he didn't have to cheat on her? But instead, it's even she should have known better. Like I can't really get with that, y'all. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. That really kind of it hurts my spirit. It really hurts my spirit. And with everything else we got going on in the world, like real talk, like no verb ain't no joke. And I remember predicting this beforehand, and I'm still predicting this. We need to be regalvanizing as a community. We don't need to be having more separation. If anything, we need to be collaborating. We need to be regalvanizing, restructuring, rebranding. Because as I was saying on my other the social media platform before the white boy did what he did, this is the time for groups like ADOS and FBA and NDA and all the different acronyms to literally get together and collectively decide what our strategy is for this Democratic Party, to go to them as a collective because there are more of us than there are of them. And we will outweigh them, we will outnumber them come November. We can come to the table and say to the Democratic Party, listen, these are our stipulations. If you don't do these, then you won't see us. What do you want to do? And we can, because I honestly don't think, to my knowledge, that as a collective, these different groups have gotten together as one unit to do that. And I don't think that's out there. I don't think that's too much to ask for. But you all, if we don't do things like this, then we're asking to continue to be oppressed, uh, dehumanized, desensitized, uh, de-Americanized. We're asking for all that if we don't do anything different. So this is where I literally appeal to those who still believe in this Democratic Party, who still believe that America is a democracy. This is the time for you to show them, the corporate demon rats, that if you don't do what we ask you to do now, then you no longer have our vote. You can no longer tell the demon rats, you can no longer be a fair weather liberal where you pick and choose which issues you want to address. You're going to be a fair weather liberal. You're going to be with us, good, bad, and indifferent, until everybody has a fair and equal society, period, point blank. We have that. That's what democracy is supposed to be about. That's what we should be focusing on, as opposed to these people trying to make Meg and Clay's relationship a gender war, because they're again trying to distract us, and we can't fall for the distraction. So again, this is kind of where I am. I'm hoping that others will come up and share their opinion of kind of what what you saw about it, what you think about it. Um, and if there's some other things you want to talk about as well, you're more than welcome, because this kind of is an open panel. If it happens to go somewhere else, that's fine. I just was I was prompted to do a live today regarding Megan the Stallion and Klay Thompson, because of so many men that were dogging out Megan, that it was just hurting my spirit. And I just wanted to know, had anyone else experienced that as well? Had they heard anything about the vitriol with this woman who got cheated on, that it was her fault that she got cheated on. So I was just that's kind of what prompted me to come up and start this. Thank you, Candy. How you doing? I
Good, how
appreciate
are
you.
you?
I
No
am well.
problem. Um, I have a little tirade to go on regarding the whole Megan and Clay thing, if you care to hear it.
You know I do. I'm putting myself on mute. Go for it.
So, well, for one, I'm on record saying I don't care about celebrity relationships. So I'm going to say that here as well. But I have been making some observations regarding how people are using Megan and Clay as like avatars, like in the gender war. It's like all the women are backing Megan, all the men seem to be like backing Clay, and it's weird to me because like I hear women say basically Clay didn't have any sort of clout. He was unknown until Megan like got into his life, and that's just not true. And then I hear men saying the same thing about Megan, like Megan was like just basically seen as an industry thought until she got with Clay, and he kind of like made her more wholesome because now she's cooking and showing her domesticated side and blah blah blah. Both of those to some extent are true, but mostly false. And the reason I say they're some extent true is because for the women who don't follow basketball, who don't follow sports, you wouldn't know who Clay was. So in your mind, your eyes, your point of view, Megan did make him official because she brought him into her sphere and therefore into your like line of vision. And then the same is kind of vice versa for men, although I think a lot of men knew who Meg was because of the whole Tory thing. I don't think that these people really care about Megan and Clay's relationship. This is a way for people to trigger each other, and especially right now with the men, it's like city girls zero, fuck boys one, or whatever however they are wording it. I think a lot of people like to see the pain in Black women. They celebrate it. And they use it as a trigger to get other Black women emotional and like argumentative and fighting with them. Um, what else will I say about that? I feel like I think what happened to Megan was wrong. But people cheat every day and get cheated on every day. And like for this to be the topic that people are reigniting the gender war over is crazy to me. But I see why they do it. It's a lot of angry, hurt people out there that just want to rifle feathers. And I've said it many times before. If these men can't fuck you, they'll fight with you to get some emotion out of you. So I do think some of them think that this is get back for Tory. Like they think it's funny. Megan, he's in jail and she's out here free, and they feel like, she was a promiscuous black woman. Oh, well, yeah, I'll say promiscuous because she did make the song WAP. So, you talk about your wet ass pussy, you got to be somewhat promiscuous, you know. So yeah, I feel like this is their way of humbling her, like humble, and not just her, but all women. If Megan the Stallion, with her nice shape and nice face and all her money and all her talents, like Beyonce, like Halle Berry, like Janet Jackson, like all the women who came before, which were out of most of these men's league, y'all probably pay to drink her fucking bathwater. If she can get cheated on, there's no hope for the rest of you average women. And to that, I say you're right. Nobody is above getting cheated on, including you men. So, like, I don't think it's really cool to celebrate, but I recognize that most people on the internet are trolls. Like, a lot of these people just want to get off and make sure somebody feels a way emotionally. If they can puppeteer you with your emotions using somebody else's story, that's why I say avatars. They're treating Megan as an avatar for black women, and women are treating Klay as an avatar for black men. And they feel like, haha, you thought you were going to get a future. You thought you were going to have not your future, excuse me, not future. You thought you were going to get your Russell Wilson. Like that's what it seemed like she was going. It's going to be another success story for Sierra. Remember, Sierra never deserved Russell to begin with. Most of them hate the fact that Russell is like taking care of her and like there for her and as supportive. We don't know the ins and outs of them people's relationship. All we know is what they show us on the outside. On the outside, he looks like a good dude, and they can't stand that for her because she was staying. You have a child. You went and dated a fuck boy. You were never supposed to recover. You were always supposed to be in the gutter dating others because you were supposed to choose better. You didn't choose better, so you're punished forever. But then when it comes to white women, you get the Kim Kardashians, you get the Taylor Swifts, you get all of these chicks whose body count we can count just as well. And nobody's harping on them. Nobody cares. Like they use Kim Kardashian to try and make other women feel away. They did the same thing with Amber Rose, and she had a whole slut walk.
That part.
So it's just like, this is why I don't pay attention when men get to talking and like trying to, you could never shame me. You could never humble me. Like all of my validation, how I feel about myself, that shit comes from me. You didn't give me that. It started with me. It's going to end with me. Now, have I had moments where I had like a low, like blow, something caught me off guard, but once I remember who the fuck I was and regained myself, you can't take that away from me.
That part. And listen, and she did too. She's getting there. For her to say, I love myself enough to not share a man or not be with a man who cannot be honest and has mood swings. Like I said earlier, I applaud her. It's like she took what she learned from other relationships that did not work for her, and she was able to establish healthy boundaries. And why are we dogging her for that?
The thing is, I think they dog her because, like I said, once you're turned, they say choose better, but then when you do choose better, they don't feel like you deserve that better because of the history. And I think that's the part, that's the trick bag that they will put you in. So you said choose better, you were wagging your fingers, you said all of these failed relationships because she couldn't choose better. And when she thought she was, now you don't want her to have that. And that's so freaking weird. It's so weird.
It's like they hate black women. I remember saying that earlier. I really mean this, y'all. Like this, and I feel, El Boogie, I'm feeling you as well. Like, it's like, what hope do you have for these black men if they can find something to blame, something on a black woman, the demise of a black man? They're going to find it, and I'll be honest, y'all, it just pains me because I'm seeing here, El Boogie, I'm reading, as I'm listening to Candy, I'm reading your comments, and you're right.
Megan, she'll be, yes, I believe she'll be fine. This is about black men finding joy in harming black women. And I agree. That's the only thing that I can think of. Like they get some kind of like diabolical,
Not
it's like,
not just in the harming, but also in watching them suffer. It's not just in the harm; it's watching the suffrage.
yeah. And it's just, why would a, honestly, y'all, and I'm gonna say this, and you probably won't hear me say this too often, but why would a black woman want to be with a black man right now during this day and age? Like, what would be their motivation? And I don't think no y'all. I've known y'all for a few years. I don't think you've ever heard me say that. But
No, I haven't.
this right here, this is like the bottom of the bottom for me. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. Like I didn't see this coming because the girl didn't do anything wrong this time, and he did everything wrong. Like he lied from the jump. He did bought her nice, and not a Toyota Corolla, like a nice luxury car, and they bought a house together. Those are I'm ready to settle down kind of items. It's not like he bought her a bracelet from Pandora, okay? If he bought her
Somebody else.
I'm sorry.
Somebody else did a stream. Yanni did a stream. I caught just a tiny bit of her stream, but she was talking about future faking. That's a term I never heard, but
Yeah,
once I heard her say that, that's exactly what he did with her.
he sure
He
did.
future faked. He offered
He
her
did.
a bunch of stuff or alluded to a bunch of stuff. He
That's
actually offered
right.
when he bought it, but they will allude as well. They'll offer you like, casually bring up things knowing they have no intentions on doing it. Man, listen.
Because
A friend of mine a friend of mine told me like when she was dating her child's father, this man used to talk about the house that he was gonna buy and like having her help him like pick out houses, look at houses. He had no intentions on buying them down house. Like they'll future fake with you to get what they want. Absolutely, part of the lie.
and one of the first times that they made their relationship official was at Megan's gala for her, I think her father, some type of charity event. And the reporter was asking Klay about something about, are you excited about coming to the event or whatever? And Klay was like, yeah. And the dude was like, that's a nice watch. And Klay, he could have just said, thank you, I appreciate it. This mug gonna come out of his mouth and say something like, oh man, thank you. Megan actually got that for me. She's a really special lady. She's a very special lady. And he's just smirking and blushing and stuff while he's doing it. See that extra, that future faking, that is what we saw,
Hmm.
right? And so he was consistent with it. And even when he was somewhat late to the to picking her up from the airport or something like that, he was so freaking apologetic. Like it wasn't like he was just making it up. So if the regular Joe can see some of that or think that he's being sincere, can we imagine what she was experiencing?
Hmm.
Especially coming from whatever his name is, and Tori and all those kind of people, even before them. That type of future, if you will, to go to like someone who's giving you the behaviors like a Russell Wilson. Who wouldn't want
But
to
you know
go?
what?
Mhm,
Some of the things I heard, like you just brought up some of her like party. What's his name? Party next door, whatever his name was. Was that him?
mhm.
Party.
Party something.
But so it's been alleged that she cheated on some of her people in the past, the guy she was dating in the past, and so that's why some of these people are like celebrate. I think different people are celebrating for different reasons. Like I heard a married man say, um, he don't care what she going through right now because of what she did to Kelsey and how she snaked Kelsey for Tory Lanez. That was his reason for not supporting her or for like having negative things to say. Then somebody else said, well, she was a cheater in the past, so this is just karma catching up with her. So it's interesting to see all the
Okay.
different takes of why
Okay.
people feel like no sort of sympathy, empathy, grace for her. I don't know.
I heard that too. And you know what? El Boogie was saying that Klay was calling Megan Miss Klay Thompson. And I remember seeing that too. And again, as you
We
say, I like that. I love that because that's exactly what it is.
we
And
saw that on here though, Keyshawn. Remember? We saw somebody sit on a panel, on a man's panel, and then that man changed her last name to his and called her Mrs. Opposite of Short.
mm, mm, mm. Damn. So how, I guess for me, Candy, like again, when I'm hearing all this vitriol from the black men and they're not holding the black man accountable for not having dignity. discipline. Like that's really what it boils down to. When will it come a time where, like, literally, Black women
Because
can feel comfortable? Mhm.
they don't feel okay. You got to keep in mind the part of the gender war dynamics that goes into this is by him being an ultra wealthy man coming from generational wealth, where his father was also a basketball player and had all this money. They don't see anything wrong with him cheating. Remember, Kevin Samuels told you to expect that. These men believe that if you are a high value man, you have options and you should be able to exercise them. Now, where they come in with the whole is it cheating or is it not? Because they weren't married, some people are even arguing that it's not cheating because it's not really infidelity. Y'all are single until you married type of thing. I haven't heard a lot of arguments on this. Ah,
Are you serious right now?
I'm dead serious. And these
That
were men
because
saying that
hold on,
they don't want, they won't call it infidelity because they weren't married. It only really counts if you're married. Otherwise, y'all are, you know.
Candy, see, this is what I'm saying. When Black men keep moving the goalpost, how why should Black women even want to play? Why should they continue to want to be a part of the game? Like, I'm not being funny. Like, you're damned if you do and damned if you don't.
I wish I had like I remember exactly who said that particular part, and I wish I had asked him. Basically, would you say the same if it was the woman who had stepped out and been with somebody else? Because y'all will say it's not cheating since it's the man who got caught doing it. But if this was the woman in a what she thought was a committed relationship, what the man thought was a committed relationship, if your girlfriend that you think you're committed to steps out, you saying that's not cheating? Because I would call bullshit on that.
So again, how is the Black woman supposed to date a Black man in this day and age? Like, I'm not even kidding.
I think quietly, carefully, and strategically, if you have to ask me. Quietly, carefully, and strategically.
Hmm.
Keep your eyes open, keep your head on a swivel, move with intentions, and move accordingly.
But see, I think that I got what you're saying, because I believe that her intention was good. I believe that she tried to date with intention, right? I believe that she tried to be strategic. It's the quiet part, I think, that kind of messed it up a little bit. But but let me ask
Exactly.
you, but if she had continued to be quiet, do you think it would have come out that he had been cheating on her?
I think if nobody knew they were dating, she could have took that L in peace. She could have took that L
Ah,
quietly. She wouldn't have been humiliated and embarrassed in front of the whole world. Now, how much of their relationship would they really be able to keep quiet with them being mega celebrities? I'm not sure. But for the average person, this is why I keep harping on privacy. People are like, oh, should you announce your relationship? I actually saw somebody say, if you don't want to announce your relationship, you're probably the side piece. No, ma'am, you can be the side piece with your relationship all out and in the open in everybody's face. Clearly.
yeah, it's true.
Like what I'm trying to tell you is you have less risk for you being embarrassed if that nigga does embarrassing things. And we know men can potentially do that. That's my take on it. Protect yourself. I have never in all the years that I have been on this earth posted a single man on any of my social medias. And I only have Instagram and YouTube right now. But even back
Mhm.
when I had a Facebook, y'all didn't, no face, no case. It was nobody's business.
Right.
You'll find out who I'm dating when I show you that wedding ring. What are we talking about?
That's it. I agree. I completely agree.
Nah,
Yeah.
I'm not. When I cry in the car, it's gonna be by myself to myself. Y'all, you won't be out here embarrassing me in front of the whole world. Yeah, now we got the whole thing about it is if more women would keep these relationships to themselves, they wouldn't even be able to clock your body count. Not even, I mean,
Mm.
if you care, like that's the whole argument against Meg right now is, well, she's a whore. She got all these. We can name this and name that, and name this and name that. Had she kept that shit to herself, nobody would be able to name a damn thing.
Mm. Mhm, mhm, mhm.
And even Lori had all of these people that she was dating and wants to announce it. I said before, I don't understand why y'all want to prove to you want to prove to a bunch of nobodies that somebody loves you. Why?
Right.
And we don't even know if Lori was messing with all of those men that she was dating. She might not have slept with all of them, but she still has the stigma on her because people can attach you to a man. Men will never get that same stigma. Just right now, I saw the meme of Drake. They tried to do the same thing to Drake that they did to Megan, where they had that long line of niggas lined up getting ready to smash Megan. They had a long line of women that have been dating Drake. And I looked at that and I said, it don't hit the same. Because men don't care if you associate them with a bunch of women. That ups their clout. That makes them feel like the man. You can never really like hoe shame or slut shame a man because you just giving them credibility. That's his street cred. It's just not the same. It's the double standard.
Yeah. And unfortunately, we have to act accordingly. And I'm not saying it's right, but it's what it is. And a man can have, I don't know how many people on his body count. And if a woman has 2 or 3, it's, oh my gosh, I cannot believe you dated 2 or 3 people before my 50 or 100. Forget about that. And it's crazy to me. Like that just doesn't, that's the patriarchy though. That's kind of what the system is supposed to be designed for. But then, I kind of got where Megan was coming from too, because it was something different. And I'm looking at the chat down here. Boogie was basically saying that it was already coming out anyway. She put that song out about my man. Yeah, that didn't help the matter, El Boogie. It didn't help the matter. And let me tell y'all this, Candy, and I'm sure you'll appreciate this. I was on the other platform, and Jay was saying, brother, he was saying that he had heard, and I kind of feel this, that he had heard someone say, based on the songs that and the frequency that Megan was putting out, she had to know that the universe was going to answer her with that type of energy. And I thought, ooh, but that's kind of true. And then I asked him, well, how are we able to separate the artist, from the actual, I can't remember her government name, but why are we able to do that just like we do with entertainers? Well, like an actor, he may have a role, but he treats his partner or his family like gold. Like, why couldn't we give her that type of grace?
Because we kept seeing who she was with. You singing songs about, like, I get what you're saying, and you're right. I just think when you sing songs about being able to like fuck multiple men and this, that, and the other, and they see you with multiple men, like even if those are just your friends, like oh my God, I feel like I'm about to victim blame, and that's not what I'm trying to do. Not
I
victim.
know what you're saying. Go for it though. Yeah, I know what you're saying, and go for it, because you're right. I've heard that before, and I can get where they're coming from. It's like you send out, you get what you send out.
Right. You got to watch your brand, right? Like you can't. Unfortunately, your brand was sex. Your brand was being a bad bitch. Your brand was being able to, fuck these niggas how you want to, treat them how you want to, wet ass pussy. That was your brand. Right. So like, it's going to be hard for people to separate promiscuous Meg from her brand. Like, unfortunately, when you go the route of like a sex kitten or what's the other term for it? Sex symbol. Think about all the women who came before her, the Marilyn Monroes, the Pamela Andersons, all of the women who, Foxy Brown, Little Kim, sex was at the forefront of what they were selling. Most people can't separate them from that and just say it was acting. You think, what's her name? Do you think Sukiyana is ever going to now have a sexual encounter with somebody where a man's not going to expect her to try to eat his ass? Like, come on.
That won't,
girl, you put it in the song.
That's going to be in my head now for a while. So appreciate that. Thank you. But I see your point, and I get you. But let me ask you this. And I'm laughing, but I'm not. I'm laughing, but I'm not. What I'm about to say. Before Klay, Megan did show, she would show a wholesomeness about herself. Like she would give bits and pieces of her being that type of girl that cooked and that she went to school, got her diploma, got a degree. She was that type of girl. Like she was a wifey material.
There's no such thing as a black reformed hoe.
Damn, Candy, come on now.
I'm on it. This is the mentality of the men. This is not me. This is not me. This is the mentality of the men that we're talking about. There is no such thing as a black reformed hoe.
Wow. What about, is there such thing as a refined man? Hoe?
Men don't consider themselves hoes. They'll never be considered as a hoe. Like you could. That's why I said you can't slut shame them. You can't hoe shame them. You can call him. The only time, in fact, my opinion on that is the only time a man is ever considered like nasty for sex is when he's with other men, or if he has confirmed STDs. That's when you can slut shame him or hoe shame him. Other than that, no.
And I'm gonna go with the other one, that even when they get an STD, they blame the woman, the girl, because the girl tried to intentionally burn him. So okay, I didn't heard that.
You're right.
I
You're
didn't
right.
heard that before. And it's like,
But he'll be labeled as a nasty nigga, and other men won't want to smash behind him.
wow, this is wow. That's crazy to me. And you know, a lot of them NBA players don't wrap it up. I'm just saying. I mean, athletes. So look at Stephon Diggs. You know he don't wrap it up. I'm gonna be quiet. But I just, I didn't know that it was to that point with our black men, that's really that there's no such thing as a black reformed hoe. I'm gonna have to remember that. There's no such thing.
If you listen to him, Look, Keyshawn, they tell us every day. I listen. I honestly do listen. They tell us every day. All of the things that I don't take anything they say as jokes anymore. I used to like kind of laugh some of that stuff off and just think they were talking. Nah. Nah. When they tell you they're not a good guy, believe them. When they tell you that.
And I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't really go around in those types of environments, so I really don't have knowledge that what you're saying to me right now. And be honest, I don't care for their energy. So, and I know their energy's off, so I don't really put myself in there, because y'all are good. I've heard you on those types of panels and stuff, and you're so like graceful. You're so mature, professional. Even when you cuss them out, like you're so like no periphery. I'm so serious. That would not be me. That would not be me, because some of the things that they have said, it's so stupid. It is so. It's literally it's idiotic. It's so primitive in their mindset that
in my last stream, somebody actually said to me, he kept cutting me off. That's did I mention? No, Big J came up, right? And the guy who kept cutting me off, Big J was up there at one point. And the guy says to me, I said to him something like, "This is my panel. If you're going to stay up here, you're going to stop cutting me off. That's a pet peeve." He told me, "You're a woman. Respect me." And before he could get me fully out of his mouth, I had dropped him down. You got me messed up.
Who said
this is how they think. Some dude named Seymour.
Wow.
Some dude named Seymour. He was arguing with me and trying to tell me that I was wrong and calling me names and blah, blah, blah. And I said, I'm not afraid of conflict. I think people get me mistaken. I'm absolutely a confrontational person. I'm not afraid of conflict. But the thing is, I'm not going to conflict with you on the internet where this is recorded, and
Wow.
just not going to do that. There's no point in me arguing with you if I can't lay hands on you. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
So you're not going to raise my blood pressure and take me out my body. But if you want to see me face to face, we can do that.
Yeah, you strike me as that. I ain't going. I mean, your energy is like that, sis. That's what. Yeah, I'll be like, y'all need to leave that girl alone. She gonna go ham on, and they're not gonna know what happened when you finally go off, girl. If you ever finally go off, they gonna be like, who?
I had a friend. Listen, on one of my earlier streams, I brought one of my homegirls from our actual life on here, and somebody came up talking crazy, and she said, "Oh, you must not know her." And I laughed a little and tried to kind of shush her, like, no. Like, hold on. I just said, shush her, like, listen, it's different on the internet, because I'm not going to go for what? If I can't lay hands on you, ain't no point in me. Like, I've seen people like going off to the point where I'm pretty sure they were spitting all over their dang phone or microphone. It's not that serious, but I will drop you. I'm going to go ahead and remove and kick and ban you. I'll block you and you don't exist anymore. But for me to be up here clowning back and forth with y'all, nah, hit my Cash App. Do that for me.
I know that's right. Do something. I know that's right. Listen, El Boogie, I'm appreciating what you holding down this chat down here. And Candy, listen, El Boogie basically says that look how many black people in society idolize Marilyn Monroe. And Usher has a known STD, and women still go to fuck on his cherries. And I can't say nothing about it, El Boogie, because you're right. Now you are right. And
You know what? You're right. You're right. But you know what? He had. Oh, you are so right. I was thinking along the lines of like magic. With the permanent one that will take you up out of here. But Usher's is permanent too.
And I was gonna say, and according to them, Magic don't have it no more.
Is that what they say?
Yeah, he don't got it no more.
Oh, okay.
That's what I said.
Okay.
That's what I said. I mean, Cookie's still healthy, so I ain't knocking it. You know what I mean? Hey.
Well, he's the chunkiest person I have ever seen live as long as he has lived with it. I'll say that. Money has really helped him out.
Yes. Because he is, listen, you couldn't, if nobody told me, I would not know. I would not think about it. I would not even imagine him going through that. So I think that was humiliation ritual as well, to be honest with you. I think it was just, there's a lot of things that it's bigger.
Wait a minute. Speaking of him, do you know the story of him and his wife? When you mentioned yes. When you mentioned humiliation ritual, that's what made me think of that.
Listen, when I tell you the fact that she still took him
married
back
him
after everything he took her through.
Yes. Didn't he stand her up at the altar at one point? I think 3 times he had engaged with her, 3 times he broke up with her, and one time it was actually at the altar. He never showed up. She still married that man only after he came back to her with HIV. He had to come back to her with them 3 letters. That's the only way he was going to lock it down with her. Pathetic.
And when I say to you, and listen, because she was not infected. So she could have literally, at that time, I don't know what her situation is now, but I'm saying she could have gone and lived a whole wholesome life with somebody else. And for the life of me, I'm not going to ask her because ain't none of my business, but it had to be love as to why she stayed. Because she probably thought, or who else going to want me after me, dealing with him, find out that I'm his ex. Who going to want me? I thought it was like that. I ain't gonna lie, because it was back in the day where it was scary when it came out, when he, you know what I'm saying, when he was diagnosed with it. So no one really knew that you can live a long life and things of that nature. So I wondered, did she think she can get somebody else? Because she was tainted, kind of like what we're talking about, how black men see us.
But I think by the time he found out he had it, they had been broken up for a while. I don't think she had it. Like, I don't know for real, but I suspect that she didn't think she had it, and it was like not really a thing. I think she wholeheartedly knew she didn't, and still took him back with it.
That's what I'm saying. She didn't have it. He never infected her.
But I'm saying I don't even think that she thought people would assume she had it because they had been broken up. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, you think so? Okay, I don't know.
But
could be because black men, I mean, they something now. So I can imagine they were something. They were really something back in the day with that thing, because that's why, as you know, he had to retire, because the NBA players didn't want to play with him because they felt that they could catch it with his sweat. I mean, it was like nobody really. Isaiah Thomas. That's why they were talking years. He and Isaiah,
I did not know that. I was today years old. You just taught me that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why they was trying to give him an early retirement, and basically saying, that's why he tried to come back, and then he left back out, because the whole camaraderie, the whole climate, they just didn't want to they just didn't want to mess with him like that, because again, these are manly men, right? This is like the bad boys eras and that kind of stuff. So they was Wilt Chamberlain sleeping with everybody. So to have him have this, because they thought it was a GAY disease at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So now
did Dr. J have it too?
Who?
Dr. J.
Oh, girl, I don't know.
Dr. J, that's the one who died after sleeping with 20,000 women. Was that him? I'm trying to remember if he had.
That's Wilt Chamberlain.
Wilt Chamberlain, my bad. Okay, never mind.
Girl, I don't know. But Dr. J was out there too now. But no, I don't know about. I ain't know it. What? I'm gonna Google it.
I thought I could be wrong about it. Don't quote me on it, because I could be remembering it wrong.
Because if anybody, because I thought that was, and honestly, back in the day when he got it, that was the whole thing when Magic got it. Because Magic was trying to, in essence, emulate Wilt Chamberlain with how many women he slept with. And they said if anybody they thought was going to get the AIDS would have been Wilt Chamberlain. But he died of, I don't know what he died. It was something else, but I don't think it was the AIDS. But that was the irony with him. I think that's what how it was. Yeah. So again, but here we are talking about some things like this is a man, like if it was a woman thing, listen, we wouldn't be having this conversation, Candy. And I think that's the part that I'm trying to wrestle with. Like I be trying to give Black women hope that the brother is going to come around and this, that, and the third, but he just don't give me nothing to.
Do you see where you just proved the example of why I said you can't whole shame a man? You just said Magic caught that disease because he was out here trying to keep up with a man who came before him that he idolized for running through women and being a basketball player. You can't whole shame them. That's an accomplishment.
That's sad, man. That's sad. So what, as a woman of color yourself, you're a little bit older. Let's say that Megan comes through this screen, or she hears some of it, or whatever the case may be. What would you say to Meg if she was literally just coming through the stream and she hears this as an older Black woman?
I would tell Meg that she was not wrong for wanting love. She was not wrong for wanting a family. She was not wrong for wanting to settle down and believing in the possibility of like her happily ever after. I will tell her though to straighten up your crown, keep your head up, and then really take your time to decide who you want to be with next, if you even want to like go into it. But make sure that when you're going into it that you're not overexerting yourself trying to prove yourself to this man. Make sure that, because I think one of the things we do as women where we are at fault is we are trying to prove something to that man too early. Or like instead of you trying to prove to him why he should like you, maybe you should prove to yourself why you should like him. Because we were so focused on being accepted, so focused on being chosen, so focused on being like showing you all of my good qualities that were you paying enough attention to his to make sure you actually were really choosing him or just trying to get chosen by him?
Now that's some words right there. That's some words right there. I'm loving that. Hold on. Kitty, men can't be whole shamed because women are so thirsty and desperate to have a man. They'll accept a disease trifling one. Damn, El Boogie. And I can't even
if Magic were to break up with his wife today, I guarantee you he could have him a girlfriend tomorrow. Absolutely. Even knowing his status. She's right.
She is. I'll be like, ouch, when y'all be hitting it with the truth. I can't really go, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I hear you and you right. I don't want you necessarily to be right on that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you got to call it from what it is. And then we got to ask ourselves, then, what's the alternative? We can't, how are we supposed to, finish our life, how are we supposed to continue this life, this lifeline, this whole legacy, this whole community when we have them? How are we supposed to make that happen?
Here's the thing though. You say we have them. I'm telling you, she could take that and go to any community and get the same treatment because it's universal.
I see that, Candy.
The only difference is you don't have white men making memes of Taylor Swift and all of the men that she's smashing, right? She could still go out there and get somebody like a Travis Kelce, but he is even of questionable. Like even the man that she got is of questionable character. Yeah, he's a football player and he's making a lot of money, but supposedly he cheated and left and got with Taylor Swift while he was with somebody else. So, like, did you really get a prize, or do you just have a man in the bed laying next to you right now?
Wow. So do you think it's more of a status thing, like the more money? Because I think one of those a couple of those black content creators basically saying, Kevin Samuels, I think he was saying that too. Basically, the more money you make, you can pretty much do whatever. What do you say? What do you say to the women who actually who are interested in those types of those types of men? How do you vet that?
Understand the trade-off.
Mm,
Understand the trade-off and what comes with a transactional relationship, and just make sure you got your big girl panties on. That's what I would say to him. If you know you're going after a man with that mentality, who uses his money as his leverage to be able to do what he wants to, and let's not be mistaken, that is him using his money to control.
right.
If that's the type of man that you are comfortable going and dealing with, make sure you understand what you got. And then my thing is, big girls don't cry.
Yeah. That's That I couldn't. Yeah, that's true, and that's why I think her name was Shira Seven or something. I can think of that woman's name, but I liked her because what I liked about it was she was real about it. That if you're going to do this thing, know that it's transactional and get the best from it. Don't just allow the man to get
Absolutely.
you get what you need to as well. And I thought that was a breath of fresh air, to be honest with you, because she
And
was
that's
basically.
why,
Mhm.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you will. What are you saying?
That's why when you ask me about like dating and advice, what I would say, be strategic, be intentional, be private about it, but be smart.
I got you. Quiet, strategic, and private.
And methodical. Don't forget the methodical part about
Oh,
it.
my bad. My bad. Methodical. Yeah. Now, what is now when you say that? Because I'm not trying to be funny. Like, let's say some kids. I mean, some people are coming through. When you say methodical in dating, like I understand intentional, like I'm dating if I like him or I want to date for a husband, or if I just want to date casual, if I want to just date whatever, then that's intentionally. I already have a plan out. That's my
Hmm.
intention. I get that, right? But when you say be methodical about it, break that down. What does that mean?
To me, methodical, let's look at the word methodical. To me,
Hmm.
methodical means I have a methodology about how I'm going about doing things. I think Megan did right. If you know you don't want to deal with a cheater, like she's not the type to be in a transactional relationship, which I think would surprise most people because with her being this sort of promiscuous girl, I think most people would expect Meg to stay through cheating, right? Wouldn't you
Right,
say that that would be like the look how long Cardi stayed and how many kids she had before she finally left Offset?
right, right.
So when you get to a point where your boundary that you set for yourself, your boundaries aren't supposed to be to prohibit somebody else. Your boundaries are supposed to tell you when to walk away, when to
Right,
leave. So
right.
that's why I keep saying like I don't want to control another person. I'd rather watch what you do and I'm gonna control me.
And it's just that simple. Like I never really understood that either. Where if you have to check somebody's phone, you have to check them, you have to do all this. You don't. That's another child. Like that's a job. Being in a relationship should not be a chore. And I'm just being honest, and I'm okay with saying that. That's why I'm single, because that's not how that's supposed to roll. I've been in a good relationship that I know what it feels like. I know what I'm supposed to feel like. Both of us are supposed to feel like, and we're supposed to feel good. We're supposed to outgood each other. I was fortunate that
They're
I had a
they're
relationship like that.
they're
And
not
I'm
supposed to they're not supposed to cause your nervous. If you feel like you're walking on eggshells, if you always anxious dealing with this person, if there's this constant push and pull, if your nervous system seems to be like out of whack, out of sync, disturbed, those are telltale signs that you're probably not with the right person.
that it
You know
is.
what I mean?
And it could have been where you started off, what you thought it was the right person, because you both were putting both of you putting your best foot forward. But when you started getting to know each other, well, the frequency may not be the same, and it's okay. Like that kind of stuff, we have to be okay with saying it's okay to let it go, and not put each other in that walking on eggshells type of concept or environment. Like that's just not conducive, to love. You know what I'm saying? So again, I appreciate
But
what you're
people don't be
saying.
wanting to lose though. That's what I think. Sometimes they feel like what for whatever they invested, they're just not going to let you walk away easy. So yeah, I think for the most part, I will say she was moving kind of methodically because it's a process. It's your step by step, your logic, how you use it, how you apply it. And to me, when she decided to walk away, when she decided cheating was the like final straw, I think she did the right thing. Like that was her operating within her boundary, rather than like I mean, we'll see. If she takes him back, that's gonna be a whole other thing. Like these women
Well, she's not
who
taking him back.
leave. You say that? Said it again? I couldn't hear you.
I said she's not taking him back. I will say that again. If she does, I'm gonna call her and cuss her ass out my damn self. How about that?
I listen. I don't know. I think her putting a statement out now, while I don't agree with it, I don't think I would have put a statement out announcing our breakup. I said I felt like she did it because her fans got so much of their relationship with her cooking and Thanksgiving and this, that, and the other. Then if they see him out and about with somebody else, they're gonna feel like, he's cheating on you, Meg. So I feel like she probably wanted to announce that early. I think she added a little 20 on 10 though when she was like talking about his mood swings and whatnot. That some of that was to like give him a slap, a public slap, and embarrass him.
It should
And then they
have.
said, she went on TMZ. But see, here's the thing. If you actually were a cheater in your past, Meg, how you going? Like, I know your feelings is hurt, but at this point, you're gonna really like act shocked and surprised that this man cheated.
Yes. Listen, Candy, listen, I'm gonna keep it real with you. She was so into his family, unlike them other thoughts for years, that not only was she invited to Thanksgiving dinner or either Christmas dinner, one of those, she cooked. His
I
father,
know.
his father. When they asked about Megan, his father loves. Said they love Megan. They can't wait to see what she cooks. She's a great cook. Like they were happy. They were embracing. And I honestly believe because even the family liked her, it gave Klay cold feet. And he thought about the fact that he's going to be losing out on all this other punani. And he can't do that. Yeah, he's 30 something. And he's a multi-gazillionaire. So I'm not knocking the brother. Again, I repeat, I get it. I just wish he hadn't future faked Megan the Stallion in the process.
But if he didn't future fake, would she have made Thanksgiving dinner for him? These men lie to get what they want.
No, that's my point. No, she wouldn't have done that. That's the only thing.
Exactly. So
That's the only thing I hold against Klay. That really is it. If he hadn't done the behaviors where he's showing her, maybe not now, but in the future, I want you to be Mrs. Klay Thompson, because he was referring to her a couple of times as Mrs. Klay Thompson, something he didn't do with them other chicken heads and IG people. He didn't do that with them.
these men
So
will make you feel extremely fucking
he
special
did.
just to
He
disappoint
did.
you.
He did.
Like, keep
He
your
did.
head on a swivel, sis. That's the best I can give you on advice. They will make you feel extremely fucking special just to disappoint you.
That's so sad. That's just, and then women will look at that and say, well, why would I even try? Because look how he just lied. He said all this, said the right stuff. And then a year and a half later, when it's time to, kind of step up and go to the next level, he decides he just wants to step off. What is in it for me to, continue to believe that I can have a good relationship? And of course, I would say to those women, don't just focus on these people. They are celebrities. They're humans before anything else. However, that's pretty much what stops, because what else can you say? You know what I'm saying on that?
I don't know. I think it's unfortunate that, like I said, with her, showing all of that's where the transparency and the vulnerability will do you in sometimes. Because I applaud her for wanting to be like showing the family, look, I can fit in, I can do this. Like again, she didn't have her own family. She like they're gone, and so I'm sure Megan craves Thanksgiving dinners with people.
Right.
I'm sure she craves Mother's Day and all of these things to be able to still celebrate and take part in it. Even with her being rich and famous, it doesn't stop you from being human.
That's right. That's right. That part. And I think now I'm looking back, the more we're talking, Clay banked on that. he manipulated that situation even more so the more that we're talking about it from a psychological
Mhm.
perspective. And
Absolutely.
he gaslit her a lot behind closed doors, and it makes sense why she was talking about his mood swings as well. Because again, coming from where he was from Golden State to where he ended up being at Dallas, that was a major decline. Uh,
I didn't even know he had gone to Dallas. I found that out like today or yesterday. I thought he was still a good. Well, I haven't watched basketball in a while. Back
yeah,
when they were the Splash Brothers and Draymond Green was on the team, that's when I was following. Like I have my periods where like I watch certain teams and follow their season, and then other years I'm just not into it. So yeah, I didn't
yeah.
know.
And what's crazy is that when he had a few years ago when he had the injury, for years. Basically, Klay was one that when they were talking about an extension deals and things of that nature, he would allow the front office to take care of the other people. And basically they were saying, we're going to get back to you. Well, they continued to say that every year, but they never got back to him. So everybody else is getting these crazy deals. You see a Kevin Durant comes in there, he gets a good deal, and other ones come in, Draymond, all of them getting extensions, but Klay's not. So basically, they wanted him to take either a decrease in the amount of years for the extension of their contract or something like that. And he was not feeling that. And I feel him on that. As much as he gave Golden State, without Klay, there
Right.
really been the Splash Brothers. I love Steph Curry, but without Klay having that type of shooting hand touch that he did, it wouldn't have opened up Steph as much as it did when they first started. So with that, he felt like it was a slap in his face. And at that time, Dallas was on the up and coming because they had acquired Kyrie Irving and Luka, right?
Hmm.
So he's thinking he's like number 3, just like he was at Golden State. So he's going for just another run, but with another team. He did not anticipate Kyrie having a life-altering injury along with the front office trading Luka. So
Mm.
now he doesn't have anybody, and he's
So he
coming
down there
off.
solo missioning.
And now he's also coming from an injury. And not only that, Cooper Flagg, who is a rookie coming from Duke, he is a power forward, a center. That coach, Jason Kidd, had him running the offense. He doesn't know anything about NBA, let alone different schemes. So, of course, that's going to drop down Klay's touches because he doesn't have a point guard to run the offense. Now, again, these are some of the black women. I love us, but if they had done any research, they wouldn't have said what they said about the connection, and it just pissed me off, and it made us look bad as black women. If we're going to do, we need to
Well,
be.
to be
Uh-huh.
fair, I knew who Klay was, and I watched basketball. Watched. Let me correct myself because I don't want to make it sound like I'm an active current fan. I watched basketball. Like I didn't pay attention to his dating history. I didn't know that he had dated all these women and cheated on them. So I
He
didn't.
didn't.
You know what I'm
He didn't
saying?
have no history though, Candy. See, that's what I'm saying. Not trying to be funny. He didn't have no history. He was just a
No,
player
he
like
does.
Kyrie. He was a hoe. He
Oh,
was a
I got
hoe.
you.
He was a womanizer. James Harden and Kyrie Irving and those types of NBA players, that you're gonna get with them for a good time. And that's it. And that's what he has been. He was especially in Golden State during that splash time. My gosh. And every woman pretty much knew that it was his dogs and then him sailing and everything else. So they knew their roles. So this is what Klay is coming from, and then he comes over here to Dallas, and again, I'm still shocked because I still don't know how. It's none of my business, but I wouldn't have ever put them two together. I just wouldn't. Megan's looking at it like,
Well,
wow. Mm-hmm.
I can tell you, in my opinion, he was the choose better. He was the non-hood dude, square
Yeah.
kind of guy, laced up tight. You know what I'm saying? Come from a two-parent household, good family guy. He was the choose better option. She just proved there is no choose better. Just choose
Yes,
and hope you get the least most fucked up one you can get.
that part. That I agree with you. Let me address something in this chat. Vagoda,
Okay.
usually Vagoda, I don't really lower myself to respond to these types of responses, but with you, I think you are an exception, and I'm going to not read you for filth, but I'm really going to let you know. how infantile and childish and immature that comment was. If you knew anything about African American people, especially in this country, we cannot be racist. If anything, we can be prejudiced and we can discriminate. We are not racist. Racism comes along with social economic power, you dumbass. And it's unfortunate that you come up in here and talk about that or robbing you of your belonging. You don't belong. None of you people do. That's the problem. Okay. You've always been trying to just fit in where you don't belong. And instead of trying to learn from others, you try to white explain it away. I don't know your nationality, but I know you're not me. And that's all that matters. Right. And you don't want to get to know me. You just want to tell me about you and how you're better than me. And that doesn't work here on my platform. Ones fear us, they fear one us. They fear us being able to understand we have more things in common than not. So if you're going to speak this kind of vitriol, which are lies, then go somewhere else with that. I'm not even going to block you. Just go somewhere else with that because you want attention and I'm giving it to you. But after I give you this, that's it. Okay, because you're not talking logically. You just want to rage bait. And it's unfortunate because you're a man. Men are always talking about women being emotional, but you're acting quite emotional at this point. You don't like the fact that I know about your history and the history that you've been taught is a lie. And I'm going to leave it at that. Go on with what you were saying, Candy King. I apologize, Candy King.
I didn't hear what happened when he left the panel, so I didn't know any of this. I had stepped away. I don't forgot what I was even saying, girl. You didn't.
I apologize.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. I'm gonna mute up right now because I made some dinner and I'm gonna pack it up. It's gonna be noisy, so I'm gonna go and mute and let you.
Yeah, I mean, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna want to put some more on this too because I'm feeling that kind of way. Sometimes, Candy, I get a little something in me, and it's like I'm not gonna just. Sometimes you just can't just let people say whatever and just forgive them.
I understand.
This is where I am.
Sometimes folks take you there. You got to do what you got to do. You heard me snap, just crackle pop a little bit, but I get it.
Right. But go to again, the thing about it, and I don't know what your motive is, and it's really, really sad to distract from Black women building. If you don't care for Black people, then stay away from my panel. And I mean that. And I'm okay with it. I'm not angry because I'm not everybody's cup of tea. But you coming up here saying that kind of crazy stuff and not thinking that I'm going to address you, you done lost your mind. You don't know me. You don't know what my platform is about. I don't have a problem with people coming up and just sharing how they feel about certain things, but be respectful and be honest about it. What you're saying is just lies. You're mad because I'm not going to agree with your Zionist philosophies. They were based on genocide. I'm not going to do that because you don't care about other people. You only care about your own. And that's not what I'm about at all. You should learn to love people in general. If you have any kind of heart, any kind of soul, you should love, period, point blank. But y'all are soulless. So I'm just going to put that out there since I'm feeling some kind of way, especially about what's going on in the current events and how y'all just slaughter people left and right and you're still doing it and you push it all over to Lebanon. You've been doing that since the mid 80s with the help of the United States. You can't tell me anything that you all are doing or saying that is of God. I'm not hearing that. If anything, y'all work for the other part, the other side, and the chickens are coming home to roost. Everything that you have put out to those people in the Middle East, the Syrians, the Egyptians, the Palestinians, the Lebanese, the Egyptians, they're going to come together. It's just a matter of time because Iran is just the tip of the iceberg. The chickens are coming home to roost. And I just pray that America stays away and we allow you to do whatever it happens, whatever y'all go through is whatever y'all go through. And I'm hoping the melanated people over here, we have enough sense, we have enough time, we have enough resources to get out of all of that and get to a melanated exodus. So when it hits the fan over here, that it affects the pale face over here as well, because the melanated had nothing to do with that over here. And Iran knows that. And they've said that on more than one occasion. So take that pagoda and smoke that with your hookah. Okay. Candy, I usually don't go. I know you're doing your thing, and usually I don't do a rant like that. But with everything going on in the world, like we have this goofball that is in the office that is basically making up stuff as he goes along, and listening to a Zionist state that their whole intention has been to annihilate everybody in that region since the onset. And I guess go to the fact that you said that you are Israeli and you don't even know about your own history, it's really sad to me. It's really and it makes sense why y'all are allowing the Palestinians to suffer the way that they do, the Lebanese to suffer, the Syrians at the hand of y'all, where y'all's army can unalive people, can grape children, can literally pick apart in school. When children go to get food from the little food banks and the food lines, your government, your soldiers either aim at their head or their heart. That's what your people are doing now. And this country is supporting that foolery. So no, I'm not okay with none of that. So you can say whatever you want to say, but you need to look in the mirror. And hold on. Oh, El Boogie Girl, I thought that was somebody else. He said, I don't believe that goofy giraffe looking fool. He was trying to get her back. Why was he trying to get her back if she cheated? She said he cheated, was getting head. Oh, you talking about party? Yeah, I heard that too. I heard that when she came in, I heard that too, El Boogie, that apparently she was on a trip or something, and he didn't think she was gonna come home early, and she found him she found another woman in her bed. I had heard that too. Yeah. Did you see El Boogie that he was trying to clown her? Did you see that he was trying to clown her with some kind of song, but it made him look bad, made him look stupid. I can't remember the song, but that was the whole joke about it. You know, Party, just like with Offset with Stephon Diggs, they be killing me when they try to say na boo boo, I told you so. And it's like, she just went from shit to shit. That's all that was. You ain't no better. They be killing me. They be doing something with me with that El Boogie. I don't be getting it. You know what I'm saying? What is this? Let me see if I can. Hold on. 1 second here. Do I really? You know what? I was about to ban you of Agoda, but I'm not. I'm not gonna do that. I wouldn't do that to you. So let's see what time. I didn't realize it was getting kind of late up in here, y'all. I don't want to keep you all. I don't. I just want to thank you all for sharing, coming up. Let me know I'm not cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and that I'm not the only one that was hearing all this backlash from Black men. And when is
Oh no, they having a party. They having a party. They're having a field day with that one.
I think I'm gonna go and curse somebody out. Give me a panel to go on to tonight, y'all. And so for real, I'm not kidding. So I can curse them out. Give me a good one.
I don't know who's having a panel tonight. I haven't seen anybody. It's been dry today, to be honest with you.
Okay.
You know what? Drip might be live. I think he was live earlier, but I haven't seen anybody else's. You on his channel? Drip.
Yeah.
I just sent Keyshawn over to beat up on you. Don't be mad at me.
Yeah. How you spell DRIP? Are you saying DRIP?
No. He goes by Drip, but his channel is The Plug. Hold on. Let me see. And he's the only one that I see right now that's live. It's at _plug_1.
Underscore. I'm sorry. At the underscore. What was the address?
It was _plug_1.
Oh, my bad. All right. I'm gonna check that out because I'm in that, and rarely am I in this kind of a mood. But I'm not gonna lie, this one right here, I'm with El Boogie. This rubbed me the wrong way. It was on some damn demon time, and I didn't like that. Yeah, I didn't like that at all. I thought that, of all times, it's like if Russell and Sierra finally, if they ever broke up, the black men would be like, I knew it was gonna happen. What'd she do to him?
Oh, that's going to be the biggest celebration. Y'all thought they celebrated this one? Man, it's going to be like when black women call themselves celebrating Cinco de Mayo. You remember that?
In fact, y'all, my born day is Cinco de Mayo. I don't know
Is
what I
it?
want to do. I kid you not. Olay. No, but I do. It's Tuesday, and I'm not sure what I want to do. Part of me wants to go live a little bit and share because I did get over 1,000. Girl, I got banned again. Let me see
How you
snowflakes.
get banned?
Listen, the snowflake came onto my TikTok, and somehow they were talking about the pandemic or something. And I said that, yeah, I do believe that it happened. I do believe it was a social experiment, and the white boy didn't like it, and he flagged me. And I went on, and then when I looked at the restriction, it said something about me having sexual pictures. I was having sexual. Of course, I didn't have no sexual pictures on
I
my
know
thing.
you didn't.
But,
So he
but
had to lie to get you up out of here. What a punk.
I'm banned until May 3rd. And I haven't been on TikTok for a minute because I knew with everything going on with Crumpleton and this live with the damn shooting and all of this fakeness, I knew that I was going to say something crazy, true, but crazy. So I tried to stay away from it. So I literally thought that the Meg and Klay thing would be safe, if you will. Apparently, when I said it's open panel, the person came up and we started talking about that, and the white boy didn't like it. And he was trying to tell me I said something else. And I said, no, what I said to you was the the people that took the vaccination, they are now considered transhuman. They are no longer considered human because the mRNA has been altered. There's a genetic mutation because of that vaccine shot that they're no longer considered human beings. It is transhuman. And I told him to Google
That's
it.
crazy. I never heard. I'm gonna have to look this up. I'm vaccinated. I
Please
got
do.
the part one, part two, all them extras that came after. I didn't get. I didn't get any of
The
those.
thing
But I
is,
am going. I'm curious now. I never heard of that.
and I was saying the fact that it really affected more black and brown people because of the economic disenfranchisement that it took, that a lot of black and brown people, we didn't have the choice. We weren't business owners. A lot of us, we were, like working at McDonald's or a Burger King or things of that nature. We didn't have the choice. We had to take
And
that in order to have
then
our lights on. And so
you
he didn't
remember,
like.
you remember any company over 100 people that they were making it mandated, so
And I was
people were
sharing that
quitting and losing.
there,
Say
and
it
I
again.
was no, and I'm with you because that's what I was just trying to explain to white boy. And
Hmm.
white boy didn't like the fact that I was saying that the government planned this. That's why I call it a pandemic. And he got me flagged.
Mm,
And I tried to
that's
appeal,
crazy.
but the bots, they said, it's a bot. you know,
There's
yeah.
no person that you can push it to after the bot does that.
Nope. I tried. There's no little section over there for appeal or nothing. Nope.
You got
That
me
was my
scared. See,
that was
I
my
wanted,
fear.
and I meant to add. I'm glad you're talking about this right now because the reason I'm on TikTok is because, like, I told you I had started a page and was going to plan on starting to do my lives over on TikTok too, but I could never figure out how to get my StreamYard linked to my TikTok. Like, I don't really think I tried that hard, but I also did try a little bit. so, so I gotta really figure out how to link my StreamYard because I already go live on YouTube and on Twitch, but I do want to have it go to TikTok so I can build an audience over there. Because I would like to bring in more people outside of our current sphere.
Mhm.
But I have to get with you behind the scenes and see if you can help me work that out.
Definitely, and it's crazy because I'm looking at, because I've had a Twitch account for I don't know how many years, and I have not used it. And I was looking at Twitch. I need to get more onto that myself, so we can do that. We can definitely swap
Yes, I can.
information
I can help you
and
with the
just share.
Twitch side. I'm monetized on Twitch, So I
Oh,
can help you over there.
congratulations. That's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. And the way that my thing is kind of set up with my followers in TikTok, because I have like over 1,000, that's what pisses me off. Now that I have over 1,000, I get monetized. Now they're trying to strike me and stuff like that, but whatever. But I want to kind of put them on kind of a collaboration, if you will, and get my people to come to different platforms with me because, and this is just behind the scenes, but I have an opportunity that I will be able to have my own, like my own platform. And I will be able, right, and I will have more autonomy to discuss everything under the sun 24 hours a day if I choose to. So I'm also, that's kind of why I haven't relaunched quite yet, because I'm trying to get those things kind of ironed out in the background before I come back out. And it basically helps me to not be censored. And the people that come on, even when I go on my Zooms and use StreamYard and other streaming software like that or platforms, it's us. It's kind of like let me see how I can put this. The privacy that we somewhat have on Discord, but a actual channel that provides that.
Okay, got you. That makes sense.
So with that, I'm doing the subscribers, and I have to get a certain amount, and we get a certain amount, and the people that come on that collaborate with me, we bring their people on as well, the audience, and everybody basically can eat. We can talk about literally and really building, like having a melanated exodus and what that looks like without big brother and big sister, and well, really big brother kind of telling us what to do and monitoring us. So just kind of, I'll be talking about it more in my Discord. And we're on Discord with Queen, but I need a few of y'all to come to mine, and I'll let y'all know when. I'm not being
I didn't
funny.
even know you had your own.
Right. And it's been there on privately, you know what I'm saying? But some shit's about to happen. And with this damn Klay Thompson and Meg the Stallion, it's time for me to come up with my whole sperm course line, where we birth our own lives, where we become our own roots and fucking forget about the asses and be patient and learn how to love ourselves until we get our Boaz. We have to address the woman relationship, black woman. We can no longer be angry at each other and compete against each other. We have to be collaborative. We have to have the black man do what the hell they want to do if they choose to do it. I don't even care. That's up to them. But for us as black women, we have to get that sisterhood back, because we're going to be all we have. If this didn't show us that, I don't know what the hell we need. And I'm not being funny. I don't know what else black women need to show us that black men don't care anything about us. And if there's one way to blame us for anything, any kind of war of a black man, they're going to do that. That's how hurt they are. Let them stay hurt over there. No longer should we deal with their hurt. We hurt ourselves. Don't nobody deal with ours.
I've heard enough arguments against what you just said, Keyshawn, that I can almost repeat verbatim what they would say in response to that.
You serious?
Verbatim. I'm so serious. They every time it goes back to black women since the time of Oprah have been betraying and slaying the black man's name and slandering the black man's name. Y'all had Geraldo. Y'all had Color Purple. Y'all had. You think I'm playing? I'm dead serious.
Oh, wow. Like, why would you want to procreate with that? Like, why would you want to procreate?
You talking about stuff that happened before I was born. Things that were here before I was born. And you want me to be responsible for that shit?
Listen, I talked to my homegirl a lot about her children's father. She's lucky, fortunately, there's one child's father, okay? But his side of the family, I'm like, yo, did you know it was like this? I was like, luckily your kids took after you, but girl, you girl. She was like, nah, you right. I ain't know nothing about his family. If I had known, I'm like, we better start talking about genetic counseling. because we don't know who we get these days, and you never know is all I'm saying, Candy. And we need to be more mindful. We need to vet better. Black women for that kind of logic, we can't be,
But you know what? You say that better, but Megan did. She got to meet his family. She sat down. She cooked for them, ate with them. Them
Yeah.
families, they may seem completely wholesome, happy, and healthy, and will know their son out here doing dirt and still look you in your face and smile.
That's exactly what they did to her. It had to have been because
It used to be a time.
He know his son.
Absolutely, they know it. They know their brother. They know their son. And there used to be a time where it meant something special meeting a man's mama. She's a co-conspirator.
That Megan, kind of like Tina Turner's mama when Tina finally decided to leave, and by the time she finished something, he was already outside waiting on her. Kind of like that, Candy.
Absolutely.
You're right. This is crazy. See, when I think of stuff like this, it's like, what kind of hope can it give? You know what I'm saying? Encouragement can I give y'all? And it's like, man, I can't. I can't. And I don't know, you know what you're gonna do? You're not gonna be a nun. Y'all are vibrant. You're beautiful. You have so much love to give, and so you gotta do something with it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like the only other option is divesting. But then if I use that D word, then I'm like I'm anti-black, and it's like what?
Well, but again, even with divesting, my whole thing is this is where I say all like you run the risk of trash in every community, in every single one. And I don't know if it's because black women are so like seen as low on the totem pole. That's what the world keeps trying to tell us, or if just men are that much trash.
And these days, because they're having quite trashy behavior. So I can't win. I mean, not that I was windmilling for them anyway, but I try to give y'all at least one or two good things, but I honestly can't. And that's
The
what's,
prop the problem is even with the not all argument, right? For the ones that are good, for the quote unquote good. I don't believe in the term good men, but for the ones that are on the better side, they're the ones who are usually quiet. They're the ones you don't hear much about. They're the ones that you don't see much. Like, I really don't think a lot of them are even on YouTube like that, to be honest with you. That's why you get so many of these men with mics saying crazy things. And then where is the ones to combat it when they say that? Like, you say that the JPs of the world are the minority, but they're majority of the voice on these online spaces and places.
yeah.
And then when you watch conversations, you'd be surprised how many you see actually agree with a lot of the things that he says. I mean,
I think what I was disappointed with this J person, to be honest with you, Candy, how many women continue to windmill for him. I'm not going to lie to you. I was disappointed. I understood why,
man,
but
Keyshawn.
I was disappointed, Candy, because I'm just being honest. I was disappointed because even though I understood the intention, you know what, Pagoda, if you report me, I don't give a damn. How about that? Because my God's going to protect me regardless. So do what you feel like you have to do, sweetie. And I'm okay with that. So at any rate, he just told me he's going to report me. Who knows for what? But y'all, as a white person, you can lie anyway. That's what y'all do, and y'all can get away with it. So if this shuts down, another will open. I'm not one of those. With all due respect to you, Pagoda, I'm bigger than that. I'm better than that. I've been built for this, so you're nothing to me. But with JP, Candy, the fact that he continued to neglect his children and put his children in harm's way.
Mm-hmm.
And the women who I thought would be like, yo, if you do that again, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to report you. I'm not going to follow you no more or something. He did get some CPS reports apparently, but then I look at CPS because apparently they do what they were supposed to do and do their job right because the kids stayed. So what's wrong with that?
The same women walking around talking about he's a degenerate, he's a bandit, he's a this, he's a that. follow him like a puppy from space to space. Them women love him. Don't let them fool you. Don't let them fool
That's what
you.
I'm saying.
They
Yeah.
love his dirty draws. Calling him a bandit doesn't cover that up.
That's what and again, some of these women though that I heard, because I can honestly say I've never gone to his channel, never went to his channel. Whenever he was somewhere
There ain't
else
no,
or whatever, I may hear
there's no
something.
channel to
But
go to now. So
and it was about time. I think that's where I'm coming from. That
yeah.
should have been done, I don't know how many years ago. I think I was introduced to this guy, I want to say right after the pandemic, because that's how I got introduced to Bomb Cherry's channel. I got through her channel through another situation. But anyway, I want to say that's how I was introduced to him. And from that, sometimes over
You
the
don't
years,
remember him from Nyland Taz?
no. I've never been over there. I was
Oh, I
not
didn't
one of
know
those.
that.
Oh, that's okay.
I did not know that.
Oh,
Okay.
no. See, here's the thing with that. I knew about them before y'all did, and I'm not saying that to be funny. And I would try to drop little hints here and there in especially I think in Tiffany's chat, but I didn't want to give a false impression. I wanted y'all to decide for yourselves of how he was and how they were, because I had already heard and seen some information that their characters were what y'all finally saw. But no, I never supported them because
Mm.
Taz in particular, his energy was so emotional, and at any given moment in time, it could be triggered. And that's not a good place for me, especially with masculine energy, because I will cuss a mother out for no, you know what I'm saying? And that's not my thing no more. I tried my best to uplift Black men, and if I can't, then I try to stay out of that kind of atmosphere and environment. If I can't help you, I'm not gonna harm you.
Mm-hmm.
Him, the way that he came across to certain people, especially women, I didn't like that. It's like he was trying to manipulate women to get your money. It's like he tried to drop a little bit of knowledge of some stuff that y'all didn't know. And he was basically simping. Now, if anybody was simping, that would be him initially, because he wanted y'all to believe that he is not like I think it's red pill or some kind of pill. He's not like that. Forget about the fact that he was not welcomed into that manosphere thing. He was kicked out because he didn't, whatever. But the way that he treated his audience, it wasn't for me. And it was more transactional, Candy. It was more, if you follow what he tells you to do and what he believes, then you could be okay. But anything other than that, he will ban you. And that to me is more cultic like. That's not my thing. So what I did appreciate though was the history that he brought a lot of people, a lot of Black people. Because some people didn't, for example, about the Moynihan report, even though it's an old report, some people didn't know about that, the ISIS paper. Some people didn't know about those types of things, right? So I'm excited that he was able to bring that history and that knowledge to us, especially as Black women. So I do give him props on that. That's all. Because when you have domestic violence, a few of those types of charges, and you disrespect if a man disrespects a woman, I don't have anything else to really do with him, Candy. And Taz was like that. You know what I'm saying? He was like that. So I didn't really, I didn't follow them. I didn't follow the J Princess, some fatty person. The only time I saw this fatty person, he's a slime ball, but apparently he was on Bomb Cherry's channel, and it was something about, I think it was the JP thing when some girl, he was smashing somebody else was on there. I'm wrong. Somebody else was on there, and they were talking about smashing some person, and the child walked in and they kept smashing, or some kind of, I will never forget that shit. Excuse me, but it was something disgusting like that. That it was like, huh? And then with the fatty, when he saw the J person's children, dressed or undressed or walking by half dressed or something, and nobody held JP. Forget about the fact that he went back to talk to this slob of a pet. Forget about that, Candy. I just couldn't understand how Black women continue to support this man when he's supporting this dude who was looking at his daughter. Like, that don't make sense to me. You're rewarding negative behavior.
I mean, it's been a lot worse than that. On even after that, Keyshawn, it's been Jay. Man, listen. I stopped trying to figure out why people do what they do, and I just watch. I'm an observer now. I don't question it. I don't warn them about it. I stay in my own business because guess what? Them folks grown and they're gonna do what they do. And I'm just hoping that if anything, if the shit ever hits the fan, I hope you stay clear of it. I hope your name ain't in it. That's the best I can say.
But here's the thing though, and that's the thing with black men. I'm going to use him as an example. All these, because they would come on different channels and people talk, or panels and people talk about it, and I would hear them. And these black men would basically say, well, that's just JP. That's just JP. JP's going to be JP. And I'm thinking, what? How can you be okay with that degenerate behavior?
Well,
because
to be fair,
because you're degenerate. That's why.
To be fair, there are some men who said they tried to get him up out of here early, and that the women stood in JP's way, and they protected him and they coddled him. There are some men who will tell you on YouTube.
Big J, you talking about Big J? Big J, because I didn't heard him say it a couple times.
I'm trying not to drop no names, right? But he's not the only one who has said that, but it's been a group of men who said they made it their mission to try and get him up out of here, and the women formed what they would call a mammy coalition around him and took them under their breasts, and they protected him.
Yo, we're our own worst enemies sometimes, Candy, man. Like, for real. What's we gonna do, girl? We black women.
Listen,
What is wrong?
I paint my fingernails. I take my little behind to work and make my little money, and then I come on here and occasionally try and put out some positive content to counterbalance all the chaos. That's it.
Wow. And he's right now. I think about it because I remember thinking about a couple women in particular. Like, why is she still? Why are they still defending? Like, what? And then they're trying to say he's slow. They just gave him all kinds, and I'm thinking, what? He can't be that slow because he's been manipulating y'all for years. Like, what?
Being manipulated, well. Being a good manipulator does not always equal high intelligence.
Oh, I didn't say he was intelligent. I didn't say that.
Well, okay, you're right. You didn't say that. I put 20 on 10. I put 20 on 10. You said
yes, you did. I said he can't be that slow to get their money for years. Okay, I ain't said nothing about him being intelligent. Because I didn't know. No.
Now you know what? I done heard this man pronounce diminish as diminish so much that it made me question it. Like, what's the real word? Am I wrong?
Candy, stop.
What's the real word? And no, because it's not just him. He got other people in the space saying diminish. I was like, damn, have I been fucking that word up all this? Is it me? Like, damn, that's what I was saying to myself, because I done heard diminish from not only him but other people. I'm like, are y'all being sarcastic, or did this man confuse and convince y'all that that's the word? Let me go look it up because I feel.
And see what I'm saying? Diminish. But the thing about it is that that's how he's, and I'm not surprised because even though he's slow acting, he has a charisma about him that people follow, whether it's because they think he's slow or whatever the case may be. But he has a following. And I'm thinking, huh? How is this?
Because they I think half his people hate watch him, to troll him, to talk shit about him, like they do Amberlynn Reed, like they did Nikocado Avocado. Half his people are like that, and the other half support him, and he can do no wrong, and they cheer on all his. I mean, think about it. He had racist white people, like through Chaotic Truth and all of them, because he had the Imperious and some other folks. I don't know all their names. I don't follow them people like that, but yeah, he's the poster boy for the EBT. They love seeing that. They love showing it off, and he loved going over because he's an attention whore. So he loved going to places, and if he knows you talking about him, he sits in the bushes and he gonna drop down in that chat or hit your panel. He's an attention whore. He don't care good intention, bad attention. It's all attention to him. He don't care.
What?
So serious.
Well, I didn't know. El Boogie said he said he's delivered, and he's done degrading black women. Okay, well, we gonna see. We gonna see. Elma, did you
Girl,
hear that?
when you gotta put the T on it, the T means talking shit. Means foolish. Put the T on it means it's fugazi. Delivered. Just like homeboy said he was not, hey, I'm not gay no more. I'm delivered. And he still likes men, girl.
Andrew
Stop playing.
Caldwell, yes. I love Andrew. I miss Andrew, believe it or not. I do. I miss Andrew. I'm not
Didn't
gay
he
no
have a
more.
YouTube page? I want to say he had a page for a little while there, I thought.
He got married and everything and stuff back in the day. He got
To
married.
a
Yeah.
woman?
He, a woman. I don't think he married to no more, but he did. He got married to a woman. Because that's what he said in his he was, because he said,
Well,
yes, y'all, I'm married. And it was to a woman. Yep. That's how he said it too, yeah. Mm-hmm.
that's how you know he wasn't no dang delivered. Just go and get out my face. Go and get out my face with that.
Right. Because he said like,
Eh,
he said like, but I'm trying. I was like, bless his heart. But yeah, he said he's been delivered, so we gonna see. I mean, and what is,
I don't think he can. I'm gonna be honest with you. His belief system goes so deep that he has convinced himself that his father, so part of his backstory, I don't know if you know that his father tried to run his auntie and uncles off the road when they came to get him and his siblings. He had I think a 18 wheeler. He was a truck driver, ran them off the road with his kids in the back seat. The auntie is paralyzed from hopping across the seat trying to protect him from killing his own kids. Excuse me, from deleting his own kids. So JP has convinced himself, instead of being mad at his father for that action, he's mad at his mother's family for taking him away and said that he would do the same. He can understand his father's passion for his children. And people were like, wait a minute. He tried to delete his own kids, like in one of those, if I can't have you, nobody can. He said, yeah, that's a father's love. I said, what?
Wow.
So when you can say that, and like it wasn't a troll, it wasn't a joke. He meant that. So if you can say stuff like that, I don't know how you can be delivered. It's part of your DNA. It's ingrained in you. You are indoctrinated to the. We'll see. We'll see. But I highly doubt it. If you ask me to put money on to bet on it, I put a penny on it.
Therapy can't help that.
He
Therapy
said he
can't
went through
help that.
7 years of therapy already. He went through
No, he
7 years of therapy.
No, he didn't go consistently. He could, as a therapist. I can't say that I'm gonna look at that therapist with a side eye, because if a therapist is somewhat effective, Candace, Candy, and I'm gonna be honest with you, if they're somewhat effective, if they did somewhat of a psychosocial assessment 7 years ago, because I'm sure he was worse off than he is now, the way that he is, that wouldn't be the case. He would not be so manipulative. He would not be so codependent on attention, like an attention-seeking whore. He would not be, doing the things that he's doing now. That if he had an effective therapist, and I am saying that with all due respect, because you can say
You think,
Mhm.
but I also think that he has a high level of narcissism. Do you think that all people with that degree can be fixed? Because I suspect not. I
Not
don't
at
have
all.
any. No, I'll say. Okay.
I
All right.
don't, yeah, I think that there's a point of no return. And with him, because he's been doing it for 30 something years and he thinks that he's gotten away with it, that he's basically beating the system. But he doesn't realize he's actually beating himself along with his children. He's passing along that toxic dysfunction. So with
I think he
him,
knows because people
I
keep
don't
telling him that. Trust me, I've heard stream after stream of women after women get up there pleading with him, telling him how much damage he's doing to them girls. He
he
knows
doesn't
full well he
understand that.
doesn't give a shit.
He doesn't understand that because he's coming from a detached perspective. Just on what you just said about his upbringing.
Mhm.
At a very young age, he learned that his life didn't matter. He took what his father, behavior, he took that behavior and internalized it. And if you are not, as a kid, taught to retrain your thought process, you're going to grow up with that warped reality based on the adults in your life because you don't have anything else in your cup. And if you continue to not have anything in your cup, positive, peer pressure, just everyday life, when especially during the storm and stress period with a boy between 12 and 17, they start smelling themselves, get hair and testosterone, all that good stuff. So, and they become aggressive if they can't use their words, if they haven't been taught really how to use your words instead of your hands, that kind of thing. This man kind of falls into that mold, if you will. And the people around him, even the women, it seems like they didn't really know how to handle him. It seems like they made a cater to him and overcompensated for the fact that what you just said about that running over or something like that took place. I wouldn't be surprised if they over coddled him.
Yeah, because they everybody.
So
I ain't gonna say everybody. Lots of people root for the underdog. Like if JP wasn't such, if he did better by his children, I feel like he would have gotten a lot more support just being like the poor black struggling father on the internet. That
yes,
brand could have been a lot better. But when people see the neglectful side of it and actually pay attention to that, his whole thing is his claim to why he's not a bad parent is that at least I have my kids and CPS has come here and ain't nothing wrong. They don't see nothing wrong, so they leave. They can't see emotional trauma, emotional abuse of what you like telling, like cussing out black women and talking about them being ugly and black bitch this and black bitch that while they sitting right next to you. You don't think that's gonna leave scars that can't be seen?
and I'm going to say this, especially up north, because I'm up north now, and I can talk about the differences of the healthcare system, their social services system, as opposed to the South. Candy, they don't give a damn. Let me go back. Unlike in
As
the
long as
90s
those
when I
kids aren't
started,
battered and bruised and you got food
that's
in
all
your
I'm saying.
refrigerator, they're gonna let you keep your
That's it.
kids. As
I'm
long as
not
they're
even
not
kidding.
battered and bruised
That's
and you got food.
it. And it didn't used to be that way. And I know that because this is my field. With the fact that the caseloads are now more and they have limited time to do X, Y, and Z, I'm not excusing. I'm just saying it's really hard for the case managers or the workers to actually do that quality work like they used to do. Granted, I don't give a damn if you do the job. If you ask or you get hired, you still should do it regardless. That's just how I feel about it. However, the way that the policies and practices and whatnot, it is a stain on them. So it's basically the bare necessities that if you, like you said, if you have some food, you got to have the best kind of food or a lot of food, just some food and a light on, you good to go. If you have your baby have clothes on, it may not be the best clothes. It may be a little dirty. It's okay. Your baby got clothes on. Up here in the north, it's like okay. And it's not okay because you don't think about the mental, emotional, psychological neglect and abuse that takes place. And I agree with you completely. But as women, we should have, right? We should have. With him, Candy. We're asking him, I guess, and I get it for black women. We were asking him to do something that honestly he is not capable of doing. It was never put in his cup, and
Yeah,
he's
but you
never
know
had.
what? He married somebody. He married somebody who came and tried to do that, and he shunned her way.
Well, with that
So
Flora
even
lady,
if you don't have,
she should have. But here's the thing with that, Candy, and I'm hearing you, and I get it. But with this Flora lady, she knew what she was getting, and she went in though. Not it to me, outside looking in, right? She went in without having established healthy boundaries. It seemed like she went in wanting to follow, wanting to be
mm,
led.
ooh, that's a hell of a leader to pick.
And
Okay.
that's what I was going to say. That's exactly what I was going to say. Because he didn't do anything different to her than he's done with other people. And he said that. So what did she think? She had some golden puss to put what did she think? That hers was
I
the
don't even
golden
know.
whatever that he could right. So again, with all due respect to even her, I've heard about her. I've actually heard her. She sounds she has some very certain things were, has some insight. You know what I'm saying? Some insight on some stuff. So she thought, like a lot of black women, if we go and show them, if we go and show him that we can be good and this is what he deserves and this, that, and the third, then he'll do it right. Well, if he don't know how, don't have the intention to do it right, and never had the motivation to do it right, guess what? He ain't gonna do it right.
And not
And
even just that, not even just that, but he's active. He's intentionally rebellious against anything that anytime he feels like somebody's trying to change him, even if it's for the better, he's intentionally rebellious against it. It would have never worked to begin with, her going down trying to help him, because who are you to change him? The only thing that he did was try to change her. Took
yeah.
her to like food banks, and like he, instead of her thinking she was going to go and upgrade him and middle class him, he brought her to the ghetto.
And she let it. So I'm not being funny. And I know I don't mean to sound like I'm victim blaming or whatever.
I'm
But
not. I'm not. As a disclaimer, I'm not making fun. I'm simply commenting. So even if this makes it back to you, Flora, you know I ain't got no issue with you. This is
and
just
Miss Laura,
me.
I don't even know you. So I definitely
Yeah.
don't have no issues with you. But what I will say to you or anyone else, what did you expect? He showed you who he was. You should have believed him. And without having any kind of healthy boundaries or establishments or whatever before you go and live with him and all that stuff, with all due respect, you got what you were expected to give. And this is going forward for you, Miss Flora, because it sounded like you had the best intentions, like your heart was really beautiful. It sounded like you really cared about those kids, and that's a beautiful thing. And I mean that sincerely. But what I will say is, next time, care about you. Make you your priority. And if the person that you are going to connect with does not make you that priority or just as important, then that should be a aha moment for you that that's not where you need to go. Whenever you get with somebody and basically their needs prioritize yours, and there's kind of no meeting in the middle, those are flags, Miss Flora, because they're telling you who they are. It's not going to change unless you guys go to counseling together and decide in front of the counselor that you actually want to collectively make a change. You write down what those changes are. You implement those changes at home. You go back to your relational counselor. This is what we did. This is how we didn't do it, X, Y, and Z, and you get guidance. This is just a teachable moment. I'm not angry with you, Miss Flora. I'm not judging you, Miss Flora, but I will say that you got what you signed up for. And just be mindful. That's all. Just be mindful. Use this as a teachable moment. And ain't nothing wrong with loving, Miss Flora, because that's what we do. We're here to love and to be loved.
I won't. The only thing I will add to that is I don't have no advice for Flora and what she should do with her future. I will say though, when it comes to seeing potential in people and like going to counseling and all of that, the first step for somebody changing is to acknowledge that there is a need for a change, for them to see something wrong with their actions or their behaviors and to want different. If you find that you are encountering somebody who sees absolutely nothing wrong with atypical behavior, atypical patterns, I think you should probably reconsider trying to change that person, help that person, anything, even if they talk about it, but you can see that they truly are not the type to hold themselves accountable because they don't see anything wrong. That's the clue. That's a huge red flag. If you know you're doing like if your life pattern, you said he's 40 and his life pattern keeps having him in some messed up situations. I'm not one to poverty shame. I'm not one because, like, I understand that most people are a paycheck away from being homeless or living out of hotels than they damn selves, right? But what I will say is, at some point in time, you got to look at your own behavior, your own actions, your own life choices, and then decide: are you the contributor? Are you the reason you are in your situation? Sometimes these people, you trying to help them out, and you go stand in the way of their goddamn karma. You go stand in the way of what they've earned in life. It's not your job to fix them. So I will say, before anybody can make any sort of active change, they have to acknowledge change is needed. And JP is not a change kind of motherfucker.
Kid, you say he's almost 40?
No. I said he is 40.
And I know people and ask, and I'm gonna ask you this, and you may know the answer or not, and it's okay if you don't. But I'm sure over the years, I know somebody has asked him, has he ever had like a mental health evaluation? Has he
He
ever
tell
had
you right
that?
off the bat. People have said he's slow. He gets mad and says, "I am not slow." I don't know who told you
What
that.
is he? Then what is he did? What he say he is?
That
Fake?
shit crazy.
Did he
That's what
really
I
say that?
say.
You being funny. Don't do that, because I
No,
don't
no,
notice that.
no, no. He didn't say that. I said that. That was me. That was me being silly, y'all. I said he was
Girl,
crazy. He says he's a real nigga. That's what JP says. He's a real nigga, and we all fake. We are the
well, you know
Carltons
what?
of the world.
Well, you know what though? I can't knock him on that. Now he is a real one.
Mhm.
So hey,
he
how
says
much?
he says people like talking about him and his situation because we not living life. At least he lived life. At least he wasn't scared. Even though his marriage didn't work out, he got married. And at least he did that. He did more than most people. So while we talking shit about him, we really are envious to him because he went and lived life and we just sitting here watching. And I couldn't argue with that. So I just shut up.
Wow. What you mean? I think you just shut up. Wow. Okay, so that's how tell us how you really feel, brother. Tell us how you really feel. That's heavy right there. He meant every part of that. I
And he was
feel it.
not
I
wrong.
feel
You
what
know
you
what? He
said.
made points. He made points. He was not wrong about it. Although I don't talk about him to punch down on him. I talk about him because he's relevant to the situations when I bring him up. Like he's the most notable example from the space that we can talk about, to be honest.
Damn. Wow. And you're right. Now, I hate to say that because if you say that name, then some people even say, yeah, you mean that dude that was on Kendra G?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I used to couldn't
Did you?
stand his guts. Couldn't stand his guts. Couldn't stand to hear him on the stream. Couldn't stand to like. I remember one time he came on the panel when I was on the panel, and I left. I was like, "Fuck no, I'm not about to do that." And then
Right.
over time of just paying more attention, listening, I'm not going to say he's grown on me. I'm going to say that I have less of a disdain for him, and I can at least see him as a human being. I still think he's a trash one, but at least I can see him as human.
You know, Candy Cane, I think that's great. And I'm gonna keep it real with you. That whole fatty thing, I think that boy's name is whatever. When I heard that, I was trying to hang in there for a little bit with him, but when I heard that, when I tell you it was so fucking disgusting, and when he continued to go back and hang out with this dude, that's what I think was like, nah, I
Well,
just
see, and that was the thing for me as well. He tried to really paint Fatty as this like child predator and this, that, and the other. And I'm not saying he was wrong about that, but I'm going to say this: don't Karen me. That's what you did. You pulled a Karen on us because you wanted everybody to be mad at Fatty when you wanted us to be mad at him. Meanwhile,
right.
after all of that happened, you knew. You went back over there. You let him pay your rent. You took money from him. So it was all good in the hood as long as y'all was getting along together. And then the second it's just like when they say women do. The second you had a breakup with this man, you want to do a smear campaign.
Right, that part.
So
Dang, you
I
know
can't
what?
take neither one of y'all serious.
And why people were supporting him and that fatty dude? Are y'all still I gotta ask? Are y'all still supporting
I
him
was
too?
I was never a Fatty supporter. The whole comment about the age of consent thing threw me off. Like once he
That
said that, and then this stuff that came out with JP's kid, like I never really supported him to begin with, but that was one of the things that was like, yeah, I can't.
I think I found out about this fatty person. But the conversation I was telling you about the person he's seeing the girl or his daughter or whatnot, but also, and I don't mean to bring it up, but with the whole tequila thing, tequila uh shit, who was the other one? MJ. That whole
Uh-huh.
thing. I found out about the fatty person, and I was shocked when I heard that a couple of them were over there supporting him.
Well,
Everything just kind of. I guess what I'm saying is I didn't even think, and not that I think that the people that I've just mentioned are above whatever. Okay, it's not like that, but I really didn't think, based on what I'd heard about the content of his channel, that those women would actually be financially supporting him as well.
I don't think
It-
Tequila financially supported him. I'm gonna be honest. What the thing that came out with her and Fatty was that she had a wrench in his channel, but people will give you a wrench without you even asking for it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be an actual supporter of someone. You can touch down in their chat and they recognize your name and will slap a wrench on you.
okay.
I've never heard, and the only reason I'm defending Tequila is because I've never heard her mention watching Fatty. I've never heard her bring him up. I don't even think she's a supporter like that. She might have gone over there, watched some of his content and touched down and ended up getting that wrench. Or maybe she was watching because he was going at Daryl. Because remember, Daryl was terrorizing and stalking her. And some of
And,
us,
and I think that's where I didn't. I'm sorry, I didn't really elaborate, and I apologize. The whole thing with the MJ Tequila, I agree with Tequila. Look, and even to this day, I still agree with Tequila. Still do. I don't care. I don't care. It's the fact of the matter that those boys set those girls up and had them do the dirty work against each other, as far as I'm concerned. But with that being said, the fact that it was a thing in his chat that Tequila felt that MJ should have protected her and all of that. It wasn't the fact that she had the moderator wrench. It was something was going on in the chat of him in his channel that apparently he said something. She wanted MJ to defend her or vice versa. And if they weren't over there to begin with, then that wouldn't have happened. So that's what it kind of piqued me up. Who is this fatty person? Then I remember the whole episode with the dude with his daughter, and it was like, well, why the hell were they over there anyway? Like, and again, it's not that I think certain women, y'all are. Yes, I do. You know what? I got to keep it real. Yes, the hell I do. I got to call it what it is. There are certain of y'all that I think some of these channels are beneath y'all. And that's me. That's my stuff. I'm working on it because who am I? I ain't nobody. But yes,
but you got to keep in mind, though, you got to keep in mind, Keyshawn, ain't none of us above the mess to some
that's what I was
extent.
about to say. That's what I was about to say, Candy. That I kid you not.
Myself included. Myself included. I will put myself in that and
Entertainment.
say, none of us. I'll speak for myself. I ain't gonna speak on nobody else. I'm not above the mess. Okay.
It is. And that's what and honestly, Candy, that's what I settle for because y'all got y'all's mess. I'm over here in the politicking and they messy as hell over there. So I got my own mess. Don't get it twisted. But that's
The one.
exactly why it's like no big deal because we all have our own entertainment, our own form of entertainment. And this was some of this was entertainment for you all. So I get it, especially with some of y'all who have these, the workloads that you have and, the real life responsibilities and you do them well. Why not do a little entertainment and come to YouTube and hear some people clown each other? I get it.
And I'll put it this way. It's just like I have like a saying. I live in the suburbs, but I'll go play in the city. But do I want the city life? No. I come back home and lay my head in peace. So that's my explanation for the dirt that I do on YouTube or like the messy places that I go. Yeah, I go play around and hang out. But when when I go home where I lay my head, it's not going to be here.
I love that. I would have to use that because that's exactly it. That's exactly it. Like, and let me tell you, I put this in the frame of mind as I'm talking with you. As a home therapist or whatever, I would have, my clients, we would have our sessions and I would go home and I would watch Jerry Springer or Maury, like relentlessly. I literally would, I off the record, on the record, I smoke me a bowl and just channel surf. And I usually be stuck on one of those two channels. And I would smile because even though that was going on TV, one, they're not my families, okay?
Exactly.
Even though my family's out there wilding, they ain't that bad. And it was really some entertainment for the foolery. I enjoyed the foolery. So I feel you with that. I get you with that. And yeah, and that's why I get
And my life is regular. Like I don't have all this craziness that these folks be having going on. So sometimes it's like watching a car wreck. Like it's fascinating sometimes. Fascinating.
That part. And you wait to see what else happens. You get your snacks, okay? And you get
Hell
your
yeah,
drink.
next episode. Like, and listen, I'm not even saying this trying to put anybody down, because for the ones that I actually do support, I support them folks wholeheartedly. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, no. Certain people, like I wouldn't. JP is not one of the ones that I would go support. You ain't never seen me touch down in his chat. I was not a subscriber of his. There's certain folks that just fundamentally I can't rock with, but other people, it's different.
I
So,
got you. I got you.
but
And
I
again,
gotta
anybody's
drop.
listening. I'm not judging nobody. Yeah, I'm finna go too, but I just want to let everybody know whoever's. I'm not judging nobody. I listen. I don't judge. By no means, this is the first time anyone has heard me talk about anything like that, and this has been going on for I don't know how many years. Because it's not that important to me. I'm not saying it to be like y'all aren't important to me, but everybody has a reason to do what they do. So again, Candy just happened to be here, and I trust her. She's a safe space for me. So I just want to kind of ask her opinion about some stuff. That's all. But everybody that came through, I appreciate you. Candy, of course, I appreciate you. Come, hold on, before I let you go, what'd you have for dinner? You were saying you were cooking.
Oh, I made some beans and rice. It was beans with ground beef and white rice. I call it red beans and rice, but it was more meat than it was beans. But I put a picture on my wall, on my community wall.
See, senor Pizza. The beans and rice and misa. Nah, that's cute though. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I love that. Candy, listen, I thank you for coming up, and I thank you for, I always thank you for coming up and sharing your perspective, because I do, not just I respect you, but you're very intelligent. Like you actually can put sentences together, and it makes sense. That's rare these days, and I want more of us to come out and show not just the virtual world, but the world in general, that this is who we are, not what you're being told or misinformed. There are some intelligent, loving, spiritual beings that are having a human experience, and we want to share with others, but you have to be receptive as well. And so,
Hmm.
again, I appreciate you coming up and even sharing your perspective about Meg and Klay, because you dropped some good gems. And for anyone that's listening, again, it's important to hear different perspectives, and feel comfortable with however you feel at any given moment in time, whoever's coming in and listening, because you're entitled to that. But it's okay to agree to disagree and kind of share with each other too. We can learn from a Megan and a Klay, even though they're, entertainers, if you will. They're humans at the end of the day. And just like us, they're trying to figure out this human relationship thing. And sometimes we get it right, and sometimes we don't. And this is what
Right.
this should be for everybody that's paying attention to this relationship. It should be where we give them their time to themselves and give them their privacy, because again, they're also grieving. They're also mourning a loss, just like with a person if they had a divorce or whatever the case may be. Don't think because one is an entertainer and another's a basketball player and he's out, he's not playing right now, that he's not feeling some kind of way, because he
Yeah.
is. He cared about her just like she cared about him. Not at the same capacity for anybody to beat me up, but there was care initially. With that, we have to give them the grace. And that's all I'm saying to everyone that's paying attention. Stop putting them into a gender war and using them as a reason to fight at each other. That is not what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be loving on one another. And if you're not going to love on me, then leave me alone. Do that. If you're not going to, black men, if you're not going to love on black women, leave black women alone. Just do that. And
They're
I
not gonna do
can tell,
that.
and I can
They
tell you that.
why leave you alone when I control you, when I can make fun, when I can get you emotional. If I can't make you happy, then I'll make you angry. That's the mentality.
Okay, I'm gonna say, and she's right, because that's how y'all bring. That's the intention that y'all bring out. But what I will say, black men, it's never too late to step up and step out. And what I mean by that is, you can't love a black woman the way she deserves to be loved. Just leave her alone. Learn to love yourself. If you learn to love yourself, more than likely, you will find your way back to a black woman, someone that looks like your mama. More than likely. But you would have to heal in order to appreciate the love of that black woman. And just hold. She's no El Boogie. El Boogie say I lost hope. I ain't trying to hear that, El Boogie. Nah, I believe something's gonna happen. Nah, don't do that to me, El Boogie. Boogie, El Boogie said that was that was it for her, Candy. Come on, El Boogie. I'm gonna send that in the universe. If you can hear me, I'm gonna send that in the universe. That ain't the end. And they're gonna do better. They're gonna hear me, they're gonna hear me, my appeal, El Boogie, and they're gonna do better. Now don't do that. All right. Don't give up hope. But at any rate, I know everybody got to go, but I just wanted to share that with anybody who was listening. Just know that every time you wake up, there's an opportunity for you to do better, right? There's opportunity for you to love yourself and to love others. And I can assure you again, if you love yourself and learn how to love yourself, you have no choice but to love others. That's just what we do. You know, we're loving people. We're to love and to be loved. And Black women, love on us. If they won't, love on ourselves. That's the first and foremost thing we need to do. Thank you, Candy. Love on ourselves. And the good stuff, good talk, as always, Candy Cane, the good talk with you as always. But again, it's that self-love that's so important to all of us, especially Black women. Because El Boogie, I don't know your status or nothing like that. Ain't none of my business, ain't for me to know. But every time I am in your proximity, there is nothing that comes out but positive, loving energy. And I want to believe if I get that from you in cyberspace, how positive you are in real life. With that being said, you keep manifesting and sending that out in your reality, in your real world. Your Boaz will just pop up out of nowhere. Yes, I believe as well as you should be for right now, because for all we know, El Boogie, your Boaz, your mate, your Russell Wilson, if you will, he's being pressed and pruned for you as well. There are some things you're supposed to kind of fine tune. He could be on that same journey. That once y'all be fine tuning on those things and y'all get together, man, look at here. I believe in that. You know, I totally believe in that, even though the behaviors of the dust mites don't give me a reason to. I believe that some of them have it in it, have that in them. And we just have to vet and be patient. As she said, be methodical, strategic, and private with our stuff. Now, that's the one thing, Candy, if you're listening, I don't know, because if it ever happens with me and they want to make it all public and stuff, after a certain amount of time, I don't want to cause no rift. So if they want to make it public, then that's on them, and I'm not going to complain. I don't necessarily want to care, but that's where I will say that I will make a suggestion. You know, I'll make a exception, right? But El Boogie, I am what in the world? What in the world? Oh my gosh, what happened? I'm sorry, I messed the wrong button. My bad, El Boogie. I see. Why did I got you on the? Oh, I'm sorry, El Boogie. I didn't mean to do that. My bad, sis. I was mashing the button. My phone is funny anyway. But anyway, I don't want you to give up. I think that's what I was saying to you, El Boogie. You have too much. You have too much to give to someone. Uh, I'm just becoming a bit jaded. Yeah, yeah. I'm just getting a bit jaded. You know what? I'm proud of you for hanging in as long as you did, and you have, El Boogie. To be honest with you, and again, I want to believe that there are more Russell Wilsons out there that are actually like living their lives. That's why you don't really interact with them on cyberspace or virtual reality, because they're actually living their truth and living their reality. And again, just continue to focus on you and loving you, and that love will come. As you send out in the universe, it comes back. I have this mantra, and people laugh at me, even at my new apartment place, or even some of them are come around saying, come on, universe, come on, universe," because I do. I believe in telling the universe to come on and manifest. You know what I'm saying? And so I believe that for you as well, and I want you to believe that as well, because yeah, you're single, but you deserve to be with someone who's going to love you unconditionally the way you love others. Period, point blank. And I send it to all my people. You know, we all deserve that. So I'm gonna send it out to you
that you hang in there, that don't give up, that you know that your Boaz is being prepared for you. And it's not an if, it's a when. WHEN. And when it's time, divine time, it'll happen. I believe that. Now, I don't know where you are. You could be in Alaska for all I know. You ain't got a lot of black people up there. I don't know. But in my spirit, El Boogie, I believe what I'm saying to you. And you gotta believe that too, especially those crazy times. And let me just tell you, I get it because I am single and I'm abstinent as well. And when I first started the journey, like I had a reason to start the journey because I felt like my ex and I were going to get back together, and anybody that I messed with, I felt like I'd be kind of cheating. So that's kind of how it started. But it began to be more of an energy thing for me, a spiritual energy thing for me, that I learned how to love on me. Not like that, but that too. But I'm just saying, I learned, relearned how to love me. And so then it was like, I'm not. So with, Pagoda, you want me. That's why you still on my channel. Cut it out. I won't date you because you don't. Yeah. But at any rate, hold on. I need to take a break off certain channels and cut. Yeah. Listen, I support that. A lot of people, we married or I'm single. Those options exactly. Okay, again, that is we together. That's exactly it. I agree with that. That's funny, but that's old school. But again, El Boogie, if it's certain channels that are not speaking life into your life, then yes, I would encourage you to take a break. We all have to take those breaks. But I will say that you seem to, let's see, how can I say this? You really have a good essence within yourself, it seems like. And with some of this content, it could cause us to become more jaded. But we have to remember, El Boogie, is that a lot of these people that are making this content are broken people. They're coming to us from a state of brokenness where they've had relationships that didn't really work out. And they're deflecting or they're transferring or they're projecting some of those things out on us in virtual reality, in cyberspace. So we have to be mindful of that as well, like what their motivations are. And I think if we're able to kind of discern that, then they won't have as much of an affect on us, not effect necessarily, but affect on us. And we can literally, what is this saying? Something about take the meat and spit out the bones or something basically like that. That's no exception. I do really consume too much of the messy content, but what I'm saying, yeah, a lot of mess. If you keep seeing a mess, El Boogie, all you're gonna get is mess because you manifesting that. I love, and I'm not being funny, but you're manifesting that to continue to come, the law of attraction. So instead of, let's say, 2 hours of the mess, make it to where you're only doing 1 hour of the mess, and then kind of gauge how you feel after that. Because if it's showing you that 1 hour is enough and you got your feel and you can still have a positive, uplifting day with all the positive energy and things of that nature, then 1 hour is your limit. And who you go to is important. So just, kind of, I guess, discern and you'll know, like some of the channels that I'm speaking of, to be honest with you, that's one of the reasons why I never really went over there. Because from what I heard from the backlash, I was not venturing out over there because I know that I wouldn't have been calm about none of that. I would have been amping in the chat, probably trying to get up on the stream. Y'all would have been hearing me say all kind of cuss words. Y'all ain't, and some of y'all known of me for I don't know how many years. I would have been saying some stuff. I know me, and I don't got no problem saying that. I would have.
I would have taken everything personal, which is against my 4 agreements. I would have cussed every one of them out and basically said they're the reason why Black women go to everybody else and not them. Like I really would have hurt their ego. So I stayed away from those types of environments. You understand, El Boogie? So I get it. I was protecting me from them. No, but I get it. So let me know, on a serious note, let me know how that works out for you. Like, I'm not even kidding. And I'm going to be dropping more, and I'm constantly saying this, but if I get away from the politicking and focus on other stuff, then I can actually drop some content. It's only when I'm researching for my politicking straight in our faces content that it keeps changing. Then it takes me to the book that my ebook that I'm working on, because there's more information and more research that I'm including for my book. So that's been the hang up. That's been the challenge. All those things working behind the scenes. But I plan on bringing more content, definitely going live more, because I'm banned anyway until May 3rd from TikTok. I'm still done about the fact that they're going to talk about I had some kind of sexual behavior or pictures or something on my page. How stupid is that? I don't do that kind of stuff. That's just disgusting. But, it was some white dude like a Vagoda that got upset because I was speaking the truth and they banned me, just like you trying to do, Vagoda. But at any rate, El Boogie, thank you again for coming through. Your support, it doesn't matter when or what kind of content I drop, you support me. And I'm telling you, when I get where I'm gonna get to, I'm not gonna forget you, man. Just the little things like that mean so much. You, Candy, I think Sun Queen has come through a couple of times, tit for tat, Queen. Um, I think that for the group, I think that might be it, but I may be wrong. I don't think so, but I hadn't forgot. Don't get it twisted. And I see y'all. Uh, well, Candy Cane, you're a real one too. And so again, I appreciate you all. Y'all have been rocking with me and giving me support and encouraging me. And a lot of times I don't get up in here and really thank y'all about it, but I believe in giving flowers. So before I get off, I do want to let y'all know that I did feel y'all's energy during my situation last year when I kind of checked out. I appreciate y'all sending me positive energy. I mean that. So again, I thank y'all. Thank y'all for again sharing your perspective about the Klay and Megan thing, the whole gender war, just life, just lifing. I thank y'all for doing that. But I'm going to get off. Leave a comment or check my email if you think, or actually leave an idea, because I'm having some people go to my email, go to my DMs, go to all kinds of stuff and give me ideas that you want me to follow up and bring to our channel. So if y'all have anything that y'all have come across that you may want me to expand on, please, feel free to DM me or email me. I think that's on my channel or somewhere. But anyway, I'm gonna let y'all go. Have a good night. I appreciate you. Oh, that's you in real life, El Boogie, and I believe that too. If I was near you, sis, we would be having lunch at least once a week. We go to Taco Tuesday, you know what I'm saying? Have some mimosas on Sunday. You seem like that kind of cool girl, woman, because I can't see girl. My bad, El Boogie, young woman. But anyway, I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Thank you all again so much, and until next time, I